So yeah, how many? What? Whoa! Oh! Great finish, boys. Let's go. Let's
Thank
go.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So yes, last we left off here on uh, Advanced Dungeons and Intermediate Dragons. The group had made their way to New Lynette. They had been through a couple of quests for Jax, Geraldine's sister.
Yeah.
They had then travelled to the Adventurers Guild to meet a figure from Drazian's past, one of his old military buddies called Pseudo. Pseudo put them in contact with somebody who may be of help to them. A potentially dodgy deal was made, but overall agreed to be the best for the party. After which the group split up. Drazian sticking around to catch up with this figure from his past. Geraldine and Kyler off to have a discussion by the riverside as the thunder and storm begins to roll in, and Lilith and Kronk. They had made their way towards what they believed was a society called the Sons of Adam, then called the Sons of Edam, who worship a giant wheel of cheese with potential psychic abilities. Um, Imbibing of this divine dairy, the two had been granted visions of a nature that they either needed or wanted. Kronk asking for a vision of how do I make Geraldine happy? On the other hand, Lilith, not being sure what she wanted, simply said, "Give me a revelation, something insightful about myself." And had a rather bleak vision of something that had happened in her past that wasn't truly real, nor was it truly fake. It was a sort of dreamlike memory. And as she came out of it, crying and demanding to be put back in that space in that time, the aged one, the leader of the wheel turners, had said that to take anything else now in such close succession would break your mind, in essence. Um, Possibly hinting that this cheese is some sort of eldritch figure, but be it as it may. Kronk, you are currently with your arms wrapped around Lilith, holding her back as she is kicking and screaming and fighting against you, demanding to go back, like, put me back there, let me go back. And the aged one is just looking sadly at both of you.
You don't want getting held.
As the aged one, yeah, as the aged one walks over and he puts his hand on your shoulder, Lilith, which he can do unobstructed because Kronk has your arms firmly held to your sides. As much you're like beneath Kronk's arms, you're trying to like swipe and like grab this the aged one's robes to like pull him closer. You're still you've got that feeling of rage inside you. Um, he comes over and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he just goes, "I do not want you to think that I take you away from whatever you saw because it is what I want. Were I to send you back there with another vision from the wheel, your mind would shatter into 1,000 pieces. and we do not know if you would come back the same.
Okay, but is like 1,000 pieces all right? Is like 1,000 pieces put back togetherable again? Because she's reached. I mean, she really wants to go back there. Clearly.
Then what was the point of showing me in the first place?
I do not know what was shown to you. The wheel decides. I do not choose.
Well, where does the wheel get it from?
From whatever force the wheel itself inhabits, or is representative of. I do not know. We do not question the wheel. We know
Well,
that
I'm questioning the wheel.
Intimidate check on the wheel.
I want to scare this block of cheese.
And curdles.
This reminds me of something. Maybe a different campaign that we run. We'll be scaring inanimate objects sometimes.
I
I don't think the wheel knows what it's talking about at all. I think this wheel is stupid, and I think that your cheese is stinky.
Our cheese is the stinkiest, and of that we are proud.
And
But-
shouldn't be.
Why shouldn't they be proud of stinky cheese? Lilith, why shouldn't they be proud of stinky cheese? That's
It's
the...
stupid and dumb.
Well,
And it lies. It's a lying piece of ugly, dumb cheese.
wheel turner. What are the
Yes.
odds that the cheese does lie? I guess, like, it, you know, it's powered by a force or whatever, but it could lie, right?
I do not know the moral capabilities of the Great Wheel. Should it lie? Should it tell the truth? All that I know is that the visions it has shown me have come true.
They've come true. Oh.
I have asked for answers, and working towards the answers that I see, the vision has come true.
Lilith, did you have a vision that was come trueable?
No. Don't think that that will ever happen, Kronk.
Huh. Well, it doesn't seem like an unethical stinky cheese. If that is any consolation. Can I let go of you? Are you going to shoot a man?
I don't know yet.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to you if that's alright.
I do know that there have been others that have stood where you stand, and have been granted memories of things that have happened before. From your desire...
free top surgery? That's excellent. I'm so glad that the cheese is so wonderful about that.
Well,
Oh,
memories, not memories.
Oh, that's my bad. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I misheard you.
From your reaction, I would gather that this was your experience.
Well, it was definitely an experience that we can agree on.
I can do naught but recommend that you do not partake once again of the wheel for this day. But if you desire it so greatly, I am not to stop you.
Lilith, tens of thousands of pieces of mind shattering doesn't sound too great. I know you're a lot smarter than I am, but that sounds pretty dangerous. I don't know that I'd risk it. Like, we could just come back next month. We could take a field trip, you and me, and we get another one. We get
I don't
another.
think I ever want to come back here, Kronk.
All right, that's fine. I'll take a field trip of my own. It's all right. I don't take it personally. Do you want to ask another question?
No, I don't think anything I could ever ask would ever give me an answer that I ever wanted to see.
Oh. All right. Do you want to tell me what it was that you saw?
A long time ago, I was not as alone as I am always, Kronk. And I saw a time when I wasn't alone.
Well, I saw everybody being friends. So maybe it did come true. Because you were there and we weren't alone. And we were all friends. So you don't have to be alone again.
I don't really think being around people means that I'm not alone. I think I'm alone because a part of me is missing Crunk.
Oh.
As you two have been having this discussion, the aged one has gone away and come back, and is currently in the middle of wrapping up another slice of the wheel in this fine cheesecloth, and then wrapping it up with a piece of twine, and handing it out to you, Lilith. The wheel need not be consumed here. But I want not for you to walk away thinking that we cause harm. That is not what we intend. Should you feel ready, or should you feel it needed, partake once more of the wheel, and see what it has to offer you.
Here? For this stinky piece of cheese?
That was really good, Lilith. I don't think I've ever heard you say thank you before. That was really, really good. I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna say it again.
Well, all the same, I'm very proud of you. That was very good.
Would you care for us to escort you out, or would you like to travel the corridors at your own desire?
Is it cool if we just vibe for a second and walk around?
Of course. You have partaken of the wheel, so we see that you mean no harm. And the aged one
I kind of like slowly let go of Lilith and I
Like-
think, yeah, no harm. Right, Lilith?
Yeah. I pull out 5 guns, a cannon, a knife, a sword,
And 3 more guns.
3 more guns, a flamethrower,
And a
a
toothpick.
Gatling gun attached to a cart. The cart titan appears.
And now it's time for my bonus action.
This time for silly guns with Lilith.
Um,
And a toothpick, which also has a gun attached to it.
the aged one just kind of like does a very slight bow to all of you and walks like to both of you and walks away. As you hear his footsteps kind of echo through this large stone hall that you're in. There's no doors, really, other than the one you came in. So you assume that is the one where you'll have to leave. And as you hear that creak open, and then creak shut again as the aged one leaves, it is now just the two of you here in this hall, along with a scattering of other worshippers of the wheel that are kind of at distant corners of the room in their own form of prayer and or worship to this giant stinky cheese.
So, Lilith, thank you for not shooting any of our new cheesy friends.
I wanted to.
Well, I appreciate it. What I do want to point out is you said just now that, you would not be able to, you're not sure if you'll ever be able to feel whole again. Because you're missing something. To me, that seems like a good question for perhaps a wheel of cheese that knows everything in the universe. That's all I'm saying. Just tossing that out there.
Yeah. Maybe.
We don't have to do anything right now. But I am saying, I plan to come back and ask what sacrifice might need to be made as a part of my question, and I could take you on a little journey to New Lynette, and we could visit the cheese people again.
Or I could just eat this piece of cheese they gave me
You could.
whenever I wanted to.
You could. That's true.
I'd like to not ever come back here.
Oh,
It's dark and it stinks.
all right. I kind of like it. I kind of like the vibes.
Well,
But I understand you've got different vibes than I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Astute observation, Kronk.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Um,
Kronk.
For what, Lilith?
No, that's all you get.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. Yay! Hello, I'm Kronk. I'm having a good time.
with that, I'm assuming the two of you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
good bet.
You traverse back through the corridors that you came through, seeing now a few different faces. People seem to have cycled in and out of whatever place of worship. Maybe there's a different like little book club going on now. As you travel out and back up the stairs from where you came. As you head about halfway up the stairs, Kronk, you are... Yeah, you're maybe about halfway up the stairs whenever your pixie goes off. And you look down and you see a text from an unknown number.
Oh,
It
is this
doesn't-
another one of them bigmeatman.com texts? I can't stand those.
Hot meaty rocks in your area.
Oh, there's actually rocks in my area, you think?
Do
I
they
need
have
some-
gems?
Do they? Are they mineable? I need to go back to that New
Oh.
Lynette mine that we were in, by the way, because
Uh,
I'll tell you what, Drazian told me I was allowed to mine that ore, and when Drazian says I'm allowed to do something, you know, when Drazian says I'm allowed to do something, maybe I shouldn't do it, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, Kronk, those are probably good words to live by.
Well, now that you told me that those were good words to live by, I feel like they shouldn't be adhered to. My brain hurts. I'm just going to do what I want to do,
Yeah.
probably.
Steam coming out of your ears, Kronk.
I feel my brain's melting. Like a big piece of cheese.
Well, as your brain is slowly turning to magma inside your rock skull, you look at the text. The first line of the text, which is the only line that shows up because it continues and then kind of does like the 3 dots where it needs to you need to actually open the full message. The first line of the text reads, "Good afternoon / evening / morning / time zone that is exact to where you are. This is a message for Kronk, a member of the Mandem." The Mandem's in quotations. "The group part of ...
I'm starting to realise maybe I friendlily gave out my number to a lot of those people that we said that we would call, that we would be available for. Let me see if I can open this.
The message continues. "This is a message for Kronk of the Mandem, a group of which my childhood friend, Drazian Calais, belongs to, though you may know him as a multitude of names, many of which I believe are code names / undercover names, so I will not list them here for his safety. This is Tari. I believe you gave me your number not too long after the Stormlord incident with your friend Kyler. You told me to call you. I have tried. You're not available. I believe this is what they call a booty call, because I believe you declined my message with your butt, thus making it a booty call.
Kronk goes, oh, oh.
As such, I understand that it is not what you requested of me, but this is a text. A booty text. Hopefully, you respond in due time, at your leisure. Yours sincerely, Tari.
From my butt to yours.
I want you to know that in my notes, mine, I have Tari. If Billie Eilish was on Euphoria, she/her dump truck.
Yeah.
that is the description.
Our dumb
Incredible.
text, so that makes sense.
That's the description.
S
of
tier
Tari that I have
note-taking,
written
Chris.
In my notes.
S tier
Yeah,
note taking.
Tari is the
That's the
Kalash
character
Tari
that.
Darcy played, yeah.
Yeah.
You do remember vaguely giving her your number, but she seemed to have tried to call while you were down in these mines, in the not the mines, well, either in the mines or in the in the
In the cheese chamber.
the cheese chambers. So you didn't get the signal, so you have now instead received the a follow up text as soon as you regained signal. It says the message reads as coming through now, but you're not 100% sure when it was sent. But yeah, so
So, Lilith, I need your help. Is this mean that it is a booty call, or is this person just very socially awkward?
No, I think she means a butt text or a butt dial.
Okay. What do you think? Okay,
I can
but
see why she would think butt and booty.
okay, yeah.
No, I think this person just can't read.
Just can't read. All right. All right. I guess so. She isn't saying what she wants in here and wants me to respond, right?
I'm hung up on the. I thought you were just asking if it was a booty call.
I'm also thinking about butts quite a lot. Yeah, but
Are you asking me if she has a butt?
no, I know, I know she's got a butt, Lilith.
Okay.
she didn't have
No.
a butt. How would she poop?
Dreamers don't poop. All right. Thanks, Lilith.
Anytime. Bud.
Lilith. You start to kind of realize why you've never went on a solo adventure with Kronk.
Because we're too fucking funny. We would require our own duo adventure.
If
Okay.
it's not committing insurance fraud, I don't know how I can help you in this text message.
But you've got that Riz, don't you?
The what?
I need to Riz her up. I've seen your stat sheet. It's at least 20 Riz that you have.
I suppose that I am thick with Riz.
You're just bursted with it, Lilith. You're just you're juicy with Riz.
Where are you going with this?
Bet, the Rizzler. Your favorite flower is Chrysanthemum.
No, keep going, please, Kronk.
Um,
I love it when you escape the point.
but I forgot the point. Oh, I got a text from somebody. I'm just gonna ask her what. I'm just gonna say what.
Good response.
Thank you.
As you respond with what, and you continue on into your night.
I don't give a fuck about your text messages.
Worst wingman ever.
As you respond with what and continue on into the night, heading back towards the Adventurers Guild, where the group have secured a number of rooms. possibly splitting up in the way that they usually split up, maybe rooming together in one large suite, whatever way it works out. Thanks to your adventurer cards, you do obtain rather lodgings here for the night for free, so you don't have to pay for them. If you want something fancier than like basic rooms, though, you will be paying for them. You want like a kind of connective lounge suite, that kind of thing. But for now, the night passes. The world begins to go to sleep. And the next day, as the sun rises, so do all of you. You all, at whatever time suits you, you wake up, you get yourself together, you get down. I have no idea why.
I unmuted the bot and hit kick by mistake.
No.
Yeah, that was me. That was my
Oh,
bad.
good heavens.
Yeah.
I forgot that I had the bot muted this entire time, to be honest.
I've been vibing.
Let me fix this.
Don't you kick it as well?
Yeah, I've been vibing.
You get yourselves up at whatever time seems relevant. Whatever time you kind of, maybe if you came back, you had a few drinks, you might get up slightly later. But we'll say, unless anybody has any objections, by about 11 o'clock in the morning, all of you are up, out of bed, dressed, and downstairs, meeting once again in the large common hall of the Adventurers Guild, where drinks and food were being had last night. It is much, much less lively. There's a few stragglers here and there. There's maybe, all in all, bar the workers, only about 12 other patrons in here with you guys. And last night, there was easily about 200 people in here. But right now there seems to only be 12 others, some getting a late lunch, an early lunch or late breakfast, some who don't seem to have slept and are getting whatever form of sustenance they can before they will drag themselves upstairs and passing out in whatever room they have access to. As you all come downstairs, eventually you all meet around, sitting around the same large table together. Food is brought to you, whatever food you order. Drink is brought to you, whatever drink you order. Again, as long as it's nothing fancy, thanks to your adventuring guild occupation, you get your food and your drink for free. One meal a day for free. And as your food and drink is brought to you and set down in front of you, you don't really have much of a plan for the day.
Mux, question, you know how wasn't Reese supposed to like come back to give some kind of further instructions or something, or like a way to contact her? Did she come back to see me and Pseudo later on that night, or
Not later that night, no.
okay, cool.
You assume then, given that she didn't come back that night, she will be here at some point today.
Okay, cool.
And jumping the gun a bit, as you're all sitting around discussing the possibilities of what to do for the day, maybe one or two of you throwing out the idea of, oh, let's do a shopping trip, let's do this, or let's go watch a show, or let's have a look at the local culture and art and history. The door swings open. Well, one of the many kind of inbuilt doors of the way the Adventurers Guild is. The Adventuring Guild doors are kind of like the Russian nesting dolls of doors. There's the ones for giants, and then there's the ones for like loxodons, and then there's the ones for normal medium height humanoids. And then there's ones for halflings. Then there's ones for like grungs, which are maybe only about 7 inches tall.
Why not just have one big one? 'Cause everybody can fit through the big one, right?
Is it you can expect a grung to
You think
push
Grung's
that door
gonna open that door? Yeah.
A grung is a 7-inch tall frog person.
We don't have sliding doors
Oh,
here.
so-
We got pixies, but we don't have sliding doors.
Are you telling me that there's no accessibility for small people, as well as there not being accessibility for large people?
I mean,
there is.
We
Yeah,
just
there
went over
is.
that there was.
This is the accessibility. The different size doors are the accessibility.
If it was all just one big sliding door, then the grung still has to push the entire weight of that giant sliding
No, we
door.
got a door.
Yeah, it's automatic. Like when you use the force.
Yeah, but automatic
We
doors
don't
have a
have
certain
automatic.
weight, have
my
a certain
God.
have a
We don't
certain
have
weight
automatic
sensor.
doors.
That would be like
So I could
What
create.
if they're? What if?
If I'm level 5, I could create Olive Garden breadsticks out of nowhere, but I can't stand out. I can't stand in front.
Have you never seen Toy Story 2? It would take several grungs all jumping up and down in front of Al's toy barn, where they all jump up and down.
She hates Toy Story. Burn the witch.
Yeah, it's because it's inaccessible.
excuse me?
Fucking door.
I take offense to that, Chris. Don't burn the witch. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah.
I thought you said not liking Toy Story. Why am I talking like France?
That too, to be fair. That's also a sin.
But yes, the one of the doors for medium-sized humanoids swings open, and there is good natural light in here. One of which is directly over the poster of Kyler's dad that Kyler has conveniently managed to seat the group beside once again. Kyler was first down, not because he wanted to wake up the earliest, but because he wanted to make sure that the group sat at this table. There is good natural light, but as this front door swings open, the way that the light is beaming in through this door indicates that that's probably the angle of the sun right now. And walking towards you, in a slightly more, lighter in terms of actual like heaviness, outfit is Aris. Aris, the pronunciation was thrown back and forth as a joke by Pseudo. Aris walks up and plonks herself down at a seat beside the 5 of you. Well, 6 of you if you count Malort. And we do.
Who is a cat? Like,
And
Never
we
count
do.
out my lord.
Malor is cat today.
Okay,
My
Malort
lord
is a cat.
Hey yo.
It's me, my lord.
As Aris plonks herself down in a seat beside all of you and kind of leans into the table. So, are you all ready for some minor heisting?
Ready as ever.
Today won't be getting straight into the good stuff. The actual event that we will be pulling this off during is in 2 nights. So today we have a few things to get through. One of which being the identities that you'll be arriving at the party with. Now we
I've
don't
got a
want...
good idea. What about Kronk the Relentless?
Clunk, that's your actual name.
Yeah,
That's not a
It's-
that's not a
it's
that's not a
it's
fake
easy to
identity.
remember.
I will have nothing against you going under your own name, but do know that there will probably be a grudge held.
How about
So-
Ronk the Relentless?
Bronchasian Rylaeus.
Let's not do
I-
that.
I can see that that's different enough from your own name, but I don't believe that's in the Goliath typical. Not that I want to speak for your culture, but I don't believe that that's within the Goliath typical naming scheme.
I think you're right. You're right.
So I would like to put forward that we send each of you in with a secret identity, or at least under a fake name. That way, should there be somebody to look back over the visitor logs, somebody who looked back at who was invited, that nothing leads back to you yourselves. There will be a few things that we need to sort out. Your name, your occupation, and,
Your age, your sex, your location. Oh,
well,
sorry.
they're not
something
always
else.
they're not always important, but the location would be good if you want to solidify where you're from.
I'm from up north.
I know a few fellows from up north. They're very strange. So yes, if you would be as so kind to give me a fake name, a fake occupation, if you wish, where you desire this fake identity to be from. And there is typically a donation given to enter the party, but unless you have something that you desire to give, then I will take care of that. Don't worry.
I've got one.
A donation or a name?
A name, a persona. You know, I did a bit of theater in high school, and like I got some pretty good reviews. Like I kind of get the whole like
that
getting into the
explains
role
it,
thing.
doesn't it?
If you're going to say Kyla Crestwave the Fourth,
No, I would never put my, potential bundle of joy in danger like that. No. I'm thinking, here's my thing, right? Aquan celebrity chef from Four Shadows, okay? Like, because most landwalkers don't really know, like, about, like, our TV and our, like, they wouldn't really care. And I'm thinking I'll go by the name Gordon Ramsay.
I think you thought that would be less predictable than it was.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay?
I haven't.
There we go. All right, yeah, it works.
Something tells me. Yes. Aquan celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay it is. Is that Ram space C?
All one word.
All one word.
Ram
C.
C.
And it was from Four Shadows, correct?
Yeah, the capital. It's really easy to get kind of lost there.
You see that she's like putting this information into her phone and like into her pixie. She must be sending it to somebody who'll be like forging identities, possibly. And for the rest of you, I can just decide this for you if you have.
I have an
No.
idea.
Yes.
Hello. Oh,
My
Hey.
name is Elder Price.
hey, my name's Donk. I'm 35 years old. I'm from up north somewhere. I'm a bodyguard. How's that?
Donk.
Donk.
A bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's that? Does that sound good?
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah. Just, I'm pretty chill like that.
I'm sure we could put you as the bodyguard of Mr. Ramsay.
I'm Donk the pretty chill like that. No, probably just Donk.
I will just put you down as Donk. And she
Alright, yeah.
once again puts the information in.
But dog.
Badonk.
Badonk with a badonk.
Badonk, badonk.
Donk. Donk badonk.
And for the other three, do you have any particular requests, or do you simply wish me to come up with the identity for you?
I have a few
Carol.
aliases.
You
Uh,
both spoke at the same
I
time
have-
there.
I have a few in it. Carol!
Yeah, that threw me off.
I didn't even hear her through the music that was
You
playing.
Yes, you can say I have a few in it. Carol! I want to be Carol!
Lilith is so serious. Do you think that's the coolest name that she's ever heard? Carol.
Does this Carol have any particular occupation, or?
She's an
Bodyguard.
heiress.
Oh.
Sorry, repeat that.
I said she's an heiress.
I thought you said she's an Aries, and I was like, that's not an occupation.
Oh, she's trouble, I'll tell you.
No, obviously she's a Libra.
Come on.
What's her job? Causing issues. Carol the heiress.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, ambiguity is always nice, I suppose. And she puts the information in. Any last name, or just
Carol.
like
Carol? That's good. I'm Donk Donk. My middle name begins with an A, but I won't tell you what it is, so I'm Donk, you know?
Just Carol.
Oh, just Carol, okay, not Carol of the famous Christmas carols. Okay.
Oh,
Common.
that'd be too obvious.
Commonly confused. Yeah.
Okay, just Carol the heiress. And you, Drazian, you said that. Sorry, she wouldn't have been given your real name.
Yeah.
Dragoon. You said you had a few aliases.
Yeah, I've got one
You.
that I've got one that'll work. Andre Konchelskis, sports athlete.
Andre Konchelskis.
Mhm.
But I do want to say, you may want to be careful about using any pre-established aliases. This could trace back to you.
It's
But if you
not.
have
It's,
it, you-
it's not one I've used aside from one conversation in a bar once. So it's safe.
How do you remember that type of thing? Like, were you chatting somebody up? Are you trying to get in their pants? And you were like, oh yes, my name's Andrea Congensis. And you just remembered it?
It works for me. We like to roleplay.
Alright, I get it now. But do you remember? Like, who's the last person you hooked up with at a bar? Do you remember
Oh, I
Andre?
thought you were asking me which was the last one of his names then. Oh, okay.
Not
Who's
his
the last
name.
person you hooked up with at a bar? Andre Konchelskis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Andre Kajuskis.
I believe it was
Obviously.
Andre Konchelskis.
Okay, yeah. Andre Konchelskis it is. And Geraldine, yourself?
Is it a good idea for me to go?
Your name's known, but you
You
never
want to
much
be
of-
on top of my shoulders?
I mean, we could put on a very large trench coat.
We could put on a very large trench coat.
Geraldine does look lovely in the hat kerchief.
You look lovely.
I'm just not really on board with this.
I
Well,
see.
if only there were a way that you could be there and no one could see you.
Oh man. I guess that isn't a thing that happens. God damn it.
If your worry is being recognized, your name is known in certain circles, but your appearance not so much.
And just
Pe-
make
people
up
wouldn't.
something. I'll probably just make myself scarce throughout the night anyway.
Yes, is a very
Above the
good name
table,
for it.
Geraldine can still be invisible in like 2 different ways.
Yeah. If you desire, you can simply stay back at control with me. I won't be operating this from inside. That's far too dangerous. I need to remain outside so I can see all possibilities, all exits, anything that's coming and going from the house. You can stay there with me if you think it's too dangerous for you to stay inside.
Maybe we'll start there, and I'll go in if necessary.
Fashionably late.
Of sorts.
I will come up with something then. And she puts it in. Pardon me. In that case, identities aside, we have a few things that you can do today to get yourselves ready. I'm assuming that... And she looks across the group. I was going to say all of you, but I'm assuming for most of you, this is your first heist. And she makes particular eyes at Drazian and Lilith.
I just look at Lilith and look back at her. I'm like, I don't know what you could possibly mean.
Yeah, implying that this is not either of your first
Yeah.
heists.
I'm being coy.
But absolutely fully believing that this is like Kronk and Kyler's first heist, because they do not seem like the kind of people that would like do this.
Drazian
Well,
literally
actually-
walking in here with 5 identities. Yeah, I've never done a heist before. What are you talking about?
Well, we did steal the mascot head from Leviathan High back in high school. I mean, that took some cunning work, I'll be
I
honest.
stole 50,000 gold from a blimp company.
Oh yeah, we did recently commit insurance fraud, if that's anything.
We did?
Hold the
yeah,
fuck on,
canonically.
guys.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, Kyler
No
and
one ever
Geraldine still
filled
have
you
no
two in
idea.
on that?
Yeah,
No,
I
it's-
only knew bits and pieces, like you gave me the cliff notes, but I assume you told everybody else.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I
That-
jumped off a fucking building and it was insurance fraud?
I jumped off a building too.
Yeah,
You don't
this
think
was
Kronk
a...
actually fell off of that roof, do you?
I'm very nimble. I'm a little bit insulted.
It was
Yeah?
literally so obvious to not walk close to the edge of the building.
Crump
Well-
considered it an act of civil service. Because there were no railings there, someone could have seriously gotten injured. And
Kronk
Kronk and
would
Lilith
survive.
just decided to
We-
take advantage of that fact.
Yeah, we really did it for the
Lilith-
safety of my bank account. I mean, the public.
I think that Lilith maybe manipulated me a little bit, but I wanted to put on a performance. I hadn't done one in a while.
And you did such a good job.
Thank you. See, I'm a sucker for a good performance.
It was
That
really
a
good.
audience.
Geraldine is looking over at Kronk, almost in tears.
It was Kronk's idea.
It was. This is. I don't.
I was so worried. And it was all
Geraldine.
fake.
Roll a deception
It
check.
wasn't-
It was Kronk's idea.
It wasn't all
Acting.
fake. I did actually fall.
Kronk,
Wait.
roll a betrayal check.
I did actually fall, and it was actually an environment
purpose.
that was unsafe. But it was on purpose. I'm sorry, Geraldine. I'm sorry to have hurt your feelings.
She's not angry, she's just disappointed.
I think she might be angry too. Can I roll an insight check to see if she is angry and disappointed?
Go ahead.
That's a 12. Hey,
She's
Geraldine.
she's definitely one of them, but you're not sure.
That's a 23. It was Kronk's idea.
Well,
Okay,
it
so
kind of
I'm
was.
Geraldine, Geraldine and Kyler, you're both completely convinced that it was Kronk's idea.
How could I have come up with that on my own? What?
Kronk's a sneakier bastard than he give credit for.
Kronk, you've been doing performances for years. Like this
Maybe
is
it was on my idea.
yeah.
I've deceived Kronk as well.
No, that's not
Did I
deceiving, that's
You
gaslighting.
Gaslight check.
Yeah, plus 11 to gaslight.
I'm sorry, guys.
Plus 4 to girl boss.
I thought that I thought
Plus
that
7 to
I did
gatekeep.
it.
Minus 2 to gatekeep.
I thought I ran that by Lilith, but maybe I didn't. Huh. My bad, I guess. Huh. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I let the group down. I'm sorry.
Look,
Jody has
we're all
withdrawn
10k
even
each.
further.
Look, Kronk, we're all 10k at each richer, and you.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job, Kronk.
You performed a public service because now you can be sure that no one is gonna get hurt up there.
I did it.
Good job.
Kronk, you look back down at the table and you see the drink you were drinking is gone, and it is now across the table in Aris's hands. She is taking a large swig from your tankard and puts it back down and wipes her mouth.
I don't think you deserve that right now. I think I deserve that right now.
I didn't con a business out of 50,000 gold.
I'll bet you
Within the
fucking
last week.
did.
I think
And
Yeah,
free
I
membership
did.
for a
My
year.
qualify that statement, Eris. Qualify that statement.
Within the last week.
Yeah,
There we
between the last week and my booty.
Yeah. Also on the positive side, guys, we have free airship rides for a year.
With a hot tub.
I mean, if you plan that correct, that could be your getaway route.
That's not a bad idea.
What do we
But-
need to do today then? Vocal coaching, outfits, scoping the place out in a what are they called?
A
can. A van.
Well, I suppose, depending on how many of us are in there, could be considered a can. But no. Well, technically, you've hit the nail on both heads. We have one of two things to do today. We can either go and scope out the mark, the location. I can tell you a bit about what we're looking for, and you can do a preliminary incursion if any of you want to sneak in, have a look around. But we don't steal it today. There are more purposes than simply the theft for stealing it during this party. So we have to leave it until then.
It's your ex. You want to embarrass him in front of his friends.
Mostly, but it's also the people that will be there.
Oh, they're also scumbags.
Yes. And I want to make a statement to let them know that they're not safe.
Okay.
As for the other option, I do see that you're all fairly well kitted out. But I assume that none of you have been to the Dark Cove, the Thieves' Market of New Lynette.
No.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the brothel.
The what?
The Thieves' Market of New Lynette, the Dark Cove.
Would GB
But-
know what this is?
You've heard of it?
Okay.
It is one of those. It's kind of like, oh yeah, it's like the black market, blah blah blah.
The rumored. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it's rumored, and it's the kind of way it's like, oh, they're selling these on the black market. Like, what is the black market? It's just
Yeah.
like an interconnected web of people selling things. The Dark Cove is an actual just like market. Like, there's stalls set up
Gotcha.
where people just sell stuff for criminal activity. I can take you there and bring you in as part of my crew, and you can go on a little bit of a shopping spree. From what I've heard, you have 10,000 gold each to spend freely.
How'd you know that?
Your friend said it 37 seconds ago.
Wow, talking
I like-
really is a free action.
Can I like a religion check if Kyler's gonna be comfortable in a criminal market?
Go ahead.
I got a 2 plus 7, so 9.
Oh, 7. Holy shit.
It's an incredibly low DC because Kyler is like committed to his religion. Yet Kyler will be fine here because the morality of the cresting wave and following the deep one is not necessarily the morality that of which a stereotypical do-gooder paladin would follow. Nobody is being harmed by you shopping in a place that may cater towards criminals. Like nobody's being actively harmed by that. It is the outcome of how those things are used. But you are also not there to decide other people's morality for them. So you're
I
fine
do have
shop.
the demon stone that was taken from a okay, that's
Yeah.
fair enough.
You're like, I'm fine shopping there. I'm not going to go and like buy an assault rifle and then, do you know what I mean? Go and like, kill a bunch of people.
Unless.
Unless, but it's
No.
yeah, you're not going. Kyler probably wouldn't go and buy like, oh, this is an instant death scroll. You open it up and just say the magic word and everybody dies. Kyler's not going to buy that, or might to keep it out of the hands of other people, but.
Yeah, use it on somebody evil.
Cheese man.
The aged one. So we can do either of those. Do keep in mind that.
Dookie.
Do keep in mind that if you decide to go with me to the Dark Cove, that I do have a team, an independent team, that will be doing the reconnaissance for us. So, if you desire.
Yeah, sounds like they're probably better at sneaking around than Nuz, you know?
Yes, it simply means that you'll get the information afterwards and may only have a night and a day to plan your attack instead of 2 full days. But I
It's
mean,
plenty of time, isn't it? I mean,
you
how
all seem
much of a
confident
fight are
enough.
you expecting, Aris? Like, how much of a fight do you want?
How much of a fight I want is none. How much of a fight I'm expecting is entirely dependent on how good you all are.
Okay.
This could turn into a bloodbath, or it could simply be walk in, take the mantle of the Firebird, and walk out. But in any situation, it seems that most of you have decided on going to the Dark Cove.
Let's go explore.
I'm sorry, Lilith.
I
you
want to
seem
go there.
You seem to just flap your lips inaudibly.
I want, yes.
That's 2 for the Dark Cove.
I'll go.
Yeah, I think it sounds great.
I could use a new suit.
Now, Geraldine, this is potentially more dangerous because these are criminals, and most of them will know the faces of those who are good for a ransom. As such, she takes something out of her cloak and puts it on the table, and it looks like a very dainty, like a circlet that would go on your head. This will allow you to change your face.
Oh, come on, we like her face.
Yeah, I'm not
And
gonna
so
lie, she's
will
pretty
those
hot.
who decide to hold her ransom.
You're gonna take a face? Yeah,
I
let's
got-
change that. What?
I got held for ransom once. It ended like you'd expect, I'll be honest.
The difference is that, from what I know of you and your father, things were positive in that outcome.
Really. But it was actually
Yeah.
my mom.
Well, a mother's love.
How weirded out is Aris? Can I just insight check that?
You go ahead and say check it.
Because she seems like she's used to dealing with other like smooth customers. So like having to deal with these it's another 2. It's a fucking 6. for
Yeah,
insight.
she seems maybe a bit like
She gets me.
like she seems caught off guard by your unnatural amount of riz.
I think you should go for it.
Rizzle me this, Batman.
GB will take the circlet.
And that doesn't require any sort of attunement. You can simply put
Okay,
it
that was
on.
gonna be my next question.
Yeah. You can simply put it on and think of the face that you wish to change yours to, and it will change you. It
Can
will
you
also.
change it to my face?
Can you change it? Can you change it to Lynette's face?
It will also change any other part of your body that
I need it.
may
Could
need
I
to-
borrow it, please?
So
It-
I
it-
could
it-
be Lilith's twin.
You could, yes.
Can I please?
I would.
borrow
I
it?
would like.
Cheryl.
I would like to point out
I
that
thought
it
you
is
said
an.
Carol.
It's
What?
an illusion.
Cheryl? She's Cheryl.
It's an
Oh,
It is an illusion.
What do you hide?
It is not a physical change.
Not a polymorph. Okay.
and not a polymorph. No.
This entire
Simply-
morph.
Cast an illusion over the entirety of your body to match the description or image that you are thinking of.
Cheryl's
Alright.
twin sister, Cheryl.
GB will put the circlet on
Mhm.
and envision Lilith. And
You all watch as the second that Geraldine puts the circlet on her head, there's not even like a kind of cinematic fade or anything. It is just as if you have blinked and there is suddenly a second Lilith, but dressed in Geraldine's clothes.
I'm gonna look at Drazian and be like, don't get any ideas.
I
What are
am
you
about to get
talking
mine.
about?
above the table, does this thing have charges of like
Nope.
how often it can change? If I change my mind about it,
Yeah.
it'll.
This
Okay,
this
then I want
this
GB
is
to immediately go back to GB.
Yeah, this is a circlet of disguise.
Okay.
So you put it on, think of what you want to look like. It won't change your clothing. It won't change. So like, you are what? Geraldine is what? 5'7"?
It's 4'11".
Oh, 4'11". If you wanted to look like Kronk, you would be a 4'11" version of Kronk.
Hilarious.
Oh, that's incredible. That means you could
That's so
get on my
funny.
shoulders.
So you do not look like, it doesn't change any defining features, but it just makes you look like someone else or something else. So you could just like give yourself like a dragon head. That technically works.
But she does give Dragon Head.
Or you
It's spicy. It's hot.
it's followed by a large amount of gold.
If
Um,
Geraldine keeps the circlet on and like isn't trying to disguise, can she just keep it on, or is it like a if it's on it's disguising?
No, you can just keep it on.
Okay.
Like,
Cool.
it's sort of a. You think about it and you're like, I want to look like Lilith, and then you turn
I
into
want
like
to I want to use this. Okay.
you turn into like a 4'11" Lilith, and then you have to like consciously think, okay, I want to like revert back to myself.
back to-
and
okay,
then it will
cool.
do that.
I've never had a item of disguise. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So yes, you have a circlet of disguise, which will hopefully do you as the richest member of the party, who comes from a wealthy family. Hopefully, will do you a bit of good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna add a hat of disguise just to remind me that I have this.
Yeah, go ahead.
If that's cool.
I just flavored it as a circlet because
Yeah. No. I'm just gonna forget that I have it if I don't.
Every
See
time
it.
I hear Hat of Disguise, I just imagine like a trilby, and it's the ugliest thing I've ever.
I love the idea of a circlet. Yeah.
Oh, make it a
Okay.
beret.
It's the
I guess
cowboy.
disguise.
It's a
myself.
cowboy hat of disguise.
Oh my
It's
god.
like a 10-gallon hat.
Disguise.
What an
With
illusion.
disguise.
Disguise.
How do you hide it?
Not-
Polymorph.
Not those guys,
Um,
this guys.
Boo.
Misdirect. So-
Misdirect. Holy shit.
Please call me erect. Misdirect is my father.
Congratulations on his transition.
On her transition, please.
What
No, not
fathers
my
have
father.
to be male presenting now?
My favorite tweet
This-
ever made and that never got any was please call me Jesus, the Lord is my father.
That's so good. How did I miss that?
Everybody did. It was tragic. I was like,
Oh.
this, is,
Tweet it
this is
again.
the favorite. I will.
So yes. If everybody's okay with it, then this is going to be a shopping episode.
Yo.
Okay. So, with that, gathering up, finishing your drinks, finishing everything that you need, finishing your food, downing your drinks, Kronk standing up and having to reach across the table to drag his tankard back from in front of Aris.
Does the badge cover theft of water by Eris?
If
That
it's
is a-
water, you
never mind, we
simply
can-
get a refill.
I don't. Some places isn't like that. I don't know. New Lynette seems fancy.
Yeah, no, the badge will just give you like unlimited amount of like water. It's stuff like ale, and if you want to like have a drink, that you only get one free a day. But with that, Aris seems to stick around to talk to you guys about just the general things that you should be looking out for in the Dark Cove. She tells you about the way it kind of works is most items you can just ask what's the price for this. You can haggle a bit. It's encouraged at some places, it's not encouraged at others. There are silent auctions on at the Dark Cove throughout the day where you can simply write down a number, and if it is the highest bid, you will win the item.
One.
If it is the highest bid, you will win the item that is being auctioned off. And just like any sort of thieves market, keep your wallet close and your knife closer. Because it may be a market and it may be a conglomerate of businessmen, but it's a conglomerate of businessmen that are thieves, even though all businessmen are thieves.
Oh, so it's just a conglomerate of men.
Yeah. Correct.
Nice.
Lilith is strapped and ready.
Hey, yo.
So it almost operates on pirate
With
law.
guns.
Yeah. It almost operates on
5
pirate
guns.
law. If a murder happens in the Dark Cove, it's that person's fault for not being strong enough to survive.
Republican law.
Republican, exactly.
We don't die on 911.
You weren't rich enough. So yeah, just be aware that this is going to be a place that if you make noise, if you make a lot of noise about yourself arriving, you may put a target on your backs.
How
Not
does
too long.
Kyler open doors?
This target shoots back.
Woof. Not-
This bard shoots back.
Back shots.
Lilith would 100% have a shirt that says, "I'm a bard bitch."
Would she?
No.
No.
No, but Kronk would buy her one thinking that it's something she
Thinking
would
that it's
wear.
Yeah.
very, like, it's camp, and she'd make it into, like, a ratty crop top. Yeah, like, I could
Yeah.
see that
And it would
happening.
cut off the where this is so it just says I'm a bard.
Or like cut out the
I'm a
middle.
bitch, like, she'd fold it up.
I'm a bitch.
Bart
Yeah,
is
it's like
covered.
a heart.
It's just the T-shirt from Mean Girls and the boobs are cut out. So
That is very
Oh,
Lilith,
yes.
I suppose.
Yeah.
So yes, after getting breakfast and food into you, unless anybody wants to like specifically stop and talk or do anything, I'm just going to kind of, for the sake of brevity, move things along. But if there's a point where you want to stop, call it out. Go ahead. After getting breakfast, getting food into you, you head out the doors, back onto the streets of New Lynette, walking down what in this section of the town in the Cloud Song district is a very almost modern kind of groundwork. You know, there are roads where there's the occasional car that drives up and down, but as you get further down into the Port District, the roads for cars kind of stop, and it just becomes a lot of cobbled paths and streets that lead into different places. And you get down towards the dock, and you see amongst all of these kind of large commercial ships, ones that seem to be bringing in cargo of goods, and you can kind of see out further towards the horizon like cruise ships almost that seem to be taking people around the bay of New Lynette, maybe a port stop cruise around all of White Fawn. But you see a rather more old-fashioned boat built of wood with fabric sails. And there's a small line of people to get on to this boat.
At the front of the line, Ace.
I cannot wait to get myself a brand new weapon to commit murder.
God, I
I
love
mean-
boats so much. Ah, I just want to get on the boat. I don't care what's on there. I just want to be on a boat.
Ural buys Ace a cruise ticket for Christmas, and Ace just cries for days.
So cute.
Is that a mushroom man over there? What's going on? Help me! Help!
What's he wearing?
the- well, as you approach the boat, Ace is not there, unfortunately, but there is a line of like 5 or 6 people who are waiting to get onto the boat. But maybe about 10 feet in front of them, like between this line of people and you, is a rickety old table with a hastily drawn sign on it that says fishing charter.
Art.
And sat at the table is the most disheveled, almost, it's as if a person had been designed to be grotesque to look at. Older fellow looking back at you, the wrinkles the wrinkles on his face are deeper than some of your childhood scars. His face is like long, wider than it is long, and he's wearing kind of this like scrumpled grey captain's hat. And he kind of like his bottom lip goes over his top lip, so he's like this. And as you all approach, Aris kind of looks at you all and goes, "Do any of you want to try to get entrance to the Dark Cove before I simply invite you in as passengers?" This could be rather amusing to watch.
Kronk just walks in.
Grog just walks straight up to the guy.
No, like doesn't talk to the guy. Like just walks in. Like acts like he belongs. Like Kronk's like.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Dexterity saving throw, huh?
How far away are you, Kronk?
Well,
From the
I would,
group?
at this point,
The saving throw's a
9.
9. The idea is walk up like you know exactly what you're doing, and people tend to.
Kronk, as you walk up, you stroll confidently past. The guy doesn't even take a look at you, but you feel something hook your feet, and you go down like a shit ton of bricks. Dunk, face first onto the floor, and as you look back, you see a hooked cane wrapped around your ankle that has tripped you up, and the old man is holding it. I don't be thinking now that you'd be going on my ship without asking me first.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Can I go on the ship, please?
Will you be paying a fishing charter fee, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. The fishing charter fee.
Of course, 700 gold.
Yeah, I believe didn't I already pay the fishing? I think I have it over here with my. And Kronk walks back over to the Eris.
Sir,
Kronk walks over to
I'll give it a good shot.
in lieu of the fishing charge, you must travel a lot over the water.
I do.
You know, it might pay to have some friends in high places, wouldn't you say?
I don't like birds. Why would I want friends in high places?
Well,
You don't
I
like
suppose,
birds?
I suppose actually, it's in a very
Kronk
low
pulls-
place.
Kronk steals Lilith's gun. You don't like birds?
Why is everybody all blue?
It's actually quite a low place. I am, as part of my nightly duties, permitted to conduct religious ceremonies in the name of the deep one beneath the waves. So, if you wanted to ensure your safe passage, blessed by the greatest of the oceanic deities, I would be super happy to do that in lieu of a service charge.
I don't listen to any of this religious mumbo gumbo. I go out, I fish, I catch the fish in the water, and then I come back.
Do you not like birds because they catch your fish better than you do?
I don't like birds because they steal the fish after I've caught them. Plus, they're annoyingly loud.
Are there any birds around at all?
There aren't, strangely.
No.
Let's try to
It's
shoot
because
birds.
he's killed them all.
Bird to... Yeah, I was gonna shoot a bird to gain entrance, to gain his favor.
Lilith
Yeah.
shoots 3 seagulls.
Strangely, almost as if the birds are afeard of this man, there is not a single squawk in the sky.
So there goes my plan.
Yeah, it would have been foul play anyway.
Lilith just walks
Mum-
up and pulls her boobs out. No, I'm just
Holds
kidding.
her boobs.
Yeah, but she just like walked up and was like, "Can I get in?"
he looks at the entire group and he just goes,
Birds means women, but I'm gay. Get out of here.
You little bitch.
"Hey, I'm a member of the proletariat."
The B in LGBT stands for birds.
Let's gut birds together. You can see he kind of looks at the group and he sees Aris and he goes, "You put them through the initiation, eh?" And Aris just kind of nods. He goes, "They're safe to go on then, but as if any of them gets it." And he just looks at you all to see if anybody else is going to try, or if you're just going to send Aris up to do it.
I don't know what he said. I didn't understand the
To be
last
fair,
sentence out
I
of his
can't
mouth.
understand old seafaring lingo.
I think he said, is anybody else going to try it? I think he's now making his speech more difficult to decipher. On purpose. That was definitely, yeah, I am.
Can I change Malort into a bird?
You sit there for 10 minutes changing Malort into a bird. Out of spite.
Malort turns into a bird, and you just raise Silver Whisper and put it in Malort's beak.
Just like open the beak, it's like really, it's just weirdly graphic.
I don't shoot though. I just like shuffle past.
Don't make me do it, man. I'll do it.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is anybody gonna help that man? I think he's serious.
Don't do it. I'll kill him.
Just get Kyler to do it. Wouldn't be the first time Kyler's killed Malort.
No, you're right. Kyler loves to kill Malort.
Kronk's like, uh-oh, Malort pulls out a Molotov cocktail.
So what do we have to try? Like, I don't know. He's not gonna take, like... Has he been having trouble with the Yakuza or something? Like, what's going on?
Aris just kind of like pushes past and goes, honestly, it's just simply a code word that none of you knew. I was seeing what you thought would work.
Jenga, refrigerator, plumbing,
Did you try butts? I bet it's butts.
nets,
Butts. But it's butts.
Birds aren't real.
scales, scale mail,
Bird watching goes both ways.
vulture,
I hate birds. I love birds.
chimera.
Bird watching goes both ways. We watch them and they watch.
Birds aren't real.
That's
Watching
why
goes
the
both
B in
ways.
LGBT is
Birds.
It's goes both
Funeral,
ways.
present,
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, North Pacific, South Pacific, Jordan, Maggio.
West Tide Story.
Is it Kronk the that this is my favorite wrestler?
Wrestling.
She
The weather today is wonderful. It makes me feel alive.
Aris, will you
He's
just get us
gonna
in,
look
please?
over at Eris like,
Kronk goes, come.
eh.
she just like laughs, kind of like at the bombardment of
Bombardment.
of things that are being thrown at her. And she simply walks up to him, says a few words in his ear, and he goes, "I never grew yet." And she turns around, motions at all of you, and then kind of does the like come hither finger, and makes her way towards the boat, implying for the rest of you to come.
I follow.
Ting ting.
As you guys follow her, the scraggly old man looks up at you all and goes, "I didn't know your name in the dark room, do I do?"
Same to
Is he
yourself.
speaking deep speech?
Yeah, what is this? I only speak
Is he-
common and infernal, so
Is he speaking deep speech
Oh,
or
I
abyssal?
don't think it's giant.
Man knows 1,000 languages and he chose to speak facts.
No, it's just West Country.
See me there? Yeah, right.
authentic frontier man.
Is this old timey pilgrim? I don't speak
I'll
old
s-
timey
I'll
pilgrim.
smite you with the back of my hand.
I'll smite you by the Lord. I'll smite you by the back of my hand.
Where is Dale, father of Dale, when you need him?
This is Dale, grandfather of no.
Don't play with my heart like that, Lux.
Jail. Jail cousin of Dale.
This is what do you call it? Just as you guys pass, he kind of makes various grunts and noises of approval. And Kronk, as you pass, you do feel a slight tug on your ankle, and you look
Me
down
ankles.
to see that he has tapped your ankle with the hooked cane, but he hasn't like caught it and tripped
Oh,
you over this time.
You're just a funny guy, aren't you?
Ah, fuck! Y'all,
Are there lots of people we see like as we're walking in?
like on the boat, or
Yeah, like nearby. Like people who look like they fit into that environment.
there may be 5 or 6 others. There doesn't seem to be any. By the looks of the general populace on this pier, there doesn't seem to be a number at all of people who are here for a 700 gold fishing charter on this ship. And the ones that are on the ship that you're also on all appear to be of a similar nature and demeanor to Aris.
I want GB to sort of scan the surroundings and pick like a mashup of like 2 femme presenting people and disguise as that.
Okay.
I need.
Rather than
Does
like
anyone have comprehend
be a twin to
languages?
Lilith, but like something that fits
You
in
do
a
end
little
up-
bit more.
You do end up looking like Tilda Swinton.
Say like Taylor Swift?
Tilda Swinton.
Oh, sorry, it broke up a little bit. So I only heard
you
Ted
broke
Swift.
up a bit, Max.
Oh, okay. No, you do end up looking like Tilda Swinton.
But
Taylor
like
Swift.
a tiny Tilda. Okay.
Yeah, but like a 4'11" Tilda
Dude,
Swinton.
how... Yeah, they're like a foot taller than that too, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so it's very like gaunt, kind of thin face, very short blonde hair, and like very sharp, piercing eyes, because you're kind of taking very prominent features
Yeah.
from the people that you see.
How'd you know she was 5'11" off the top of your head? What the fuck?
I thought she was like 6 foot. I knew she was tall.
But yeah, so as you all climb up the plank that's leading onto the boat, because this is a significantly older style of ship. There's no like large kind of, whenever cruise ships have like it's the extending stairs that kind of come out towards. It's not like that. It's literally just somebody has thrown like a large wooden plank down onto the dock, and you have to walk up the plank onto the ship itself. And there are about 6 other individuals on the ship with you. And about 20-30 minutes later, the older fellow climbs up the plank, pulls it back onto the ship, goes up to the mast. Not the mast, the there's the helm. That's it. I was like, it's not just the wheel. Goes up to the helm and speaks out across the ship, and you, again, all of you just hear Dark Cove.
I think as like they start to set sail, Kyler's doing what I can only describe as the World of Warcraft boat experience, and is on like the front piece of the ship, like like where it's like a jut out and it's like hanging off the mermaid, like bolted to the front like this, and just enjoying the spray of the sea and like.
I thought we were just jumping around, waiting for the boat to leave.
Alexa, play the Captain Pugwash theme.
The night elf, we start night elf dancing.
But what do you call it?
/ sleep.
As the ship takes off and goes around, and it's a very short journey. Actually, it's maybe only about 45 minutes on like this boat that is not like engine powered, but you find yourselves actually going into a cove, like a cave built into the side of this mountain. That is kind of like, it almost looks like the Cliffs of Moher, where it is these overarching cliffs, and there's this large hole in the side that is large enough for a couple of different ships. And as he goes in, as the ship goes in and turns, you watch as the inside of this cave is lit up with these thousands of crystal lights stuck to the ceiling. And they create this eerie blue glow as you enter. And as you enter, it is this strange sight to behold, as built on whatever remnants of land could be found, and kind of built in between them. Like, have you ever seen the villages that are built like on water?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that, but there's no buildings here. It is just market stalls and kind of what look like little makeshift display areas where people are selling their wares and shouting out and calling, and you hear this large bell ring followed by a "New customers coming in. Everybody, keep your gold close," before the ship docks up and comes to a stop. The captain comes down, throws the plank back out, and enjoy your time here at the dark home.
Thank you. I will enjoy my time here at the Dark Cove.
Kronk thought he was getting good, and then they're just like, fuck. As you guys get down and off the planks, Aris turns around and goes, "I assume all of you know how to work your way around the market, and I've told you enough that you need to know. I have some business to conduct here, but for the rest of you, just don't get yourself killed while you're here. I would recommend staying together, but I have a feeling that none of you have enough impulse control. That's the word I'm looking for. We'll meet back here within the next few hours. I can wait. There are stalls here that have different foods and drinks. I can grab something and eat it while I wait. Do enjoy your shopping trip." And she throws her hood up, wraps her cloak around her, and walks.
I think Kyle is very much on the lookout for anything Aquan, any like traditional like Triton weaponry, because you know like the sort of semi-aquatic nature of the venue has maybe triggered that impulse in him.
Okay.
As they meander. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Is there anything anybody else is looking out for?
Anything that is beneficial for stealth, sleight of hand, investigation, or insight.
Okay.
Sorry, investigation and perception.
Perception. Okay, not a problem.
So Drazian's going very like practicality purpose here. So like stuff that's gonna make it easier for him to stealth if they're sneaking off somewhere to find something. Something for like sleight of hand for trying to steal something if needs be. In case we need to like nick somebody's key or something. And then like inve- investigation, perception based stuff, and something that looks like it would be good for like the kind of party that they're going to, but obviously with the type of place that they're at, maybe has a little more purpose behind it as well. Like has potentially a little stat boosting for stealth or something as well.
Okay. Not a problem. Uh, I'm
If
just
there's
taking.
anything Boulevard related, that's what GB's looking for.
Okay. I'm gonna have you all do investigation checks to look for what you're looking for, but I'm just taking down
Okay.
everything first, so like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
what you guys are looking for.
Can I guidance a check?
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
that can.
if you want to.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mux,
Yeah.
would it be easier for you if I just like messaged the stuff so you've got like a list of possible stuff there, or is me calling it out like I just did okay for you?
That's fine. I'm just because social / stealth items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
24.
Oh, cute.
On the
Correct.
case with Kyler Crestwave, by the way.
Kyler, you're specifically looking for Triton weaponry, yeah?
Right, weaponry, Aquan weaponry, like anything Kyler would comfortably use.
Okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Kyler's
Oh
not so
my
much on
God.
the zero. Cause not so much on the way like this mission seems like kind of like temporary and kind of and like Kyler's quite comfortable in his face skills.
Yeah.
So it's simply like just being like, well, when in Rome, if there's a profaned trident of the deep one or a fucking Talwar lying around that needs rescued from this dung heap, I'll do it.
Okay. Not a problem. Geraldine,
Zero.
You're looking for Boulevard related items. Kronk,
Yeah.
even though it's a zero, I'm still gonna ask you what kind of things Kronk looking around for.
Oh man.
He won't
Croc's like-
find them, but.
Croc's like, well, I guess I'm looking for a new pair of shoes, maybe. Oh.
Bronx.
Oh my God, Kronks.
A negative. Okay, a nat 1 with a -1 to investigation is crazy, bro.
Damn, there's some
You,
GB ass rolls today.
you
August
don't get
never
the
found anything
advantage
ever.
on your investigation.
What did you say?
Talking to Drazian, you don't get the advantage on your investigation.
Do I not?
Because that is anything within a foot. You're not walking up to every single item in a market and going within a foot of it.
Croc might have to, though. Blind ass.
He's never seen anything.
Croc took out his eyes before he walked into the market.
Damn, everyone rolled horribly except
I
for
don't even know.
Cass.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. I didn't know I was supposed to look for something. Can I just investigation check just things?
I would like to have something that the DM thinks I would think is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can if you're just investigating for cool shit.
Cool shit.
It's an 8. I found
Y'all-
nothing cool.
God, no
God.
one except Cass
Damn.
rolled well.
Well,
His notice is a
I
fire.
think 5 is the
Lilith,
highest anyone rolled.
Lilith already has everything cool she could ever need, so she wasn't looking for anything anyway.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well then, yeah, we'll go and descend. we will go and descending
Great shopping
order.
episode, everybody.
No
We'll go
one
in-
finds anything.
Kronk
We'll
finds
go-
stuff for everybody, but doesn't know that they're looking for it, so just tosses it aside.
When you go to try on clothes and you hate your body and every single thing you put on, and you just leave angrier than when you came.
We're going to go in descending order. So it's going to be Kyler, Lilith, Geraldine, Drazian, Kronk.
Oh, was I
Um,
last? With my
Well-
0?
Wow.
If you got
That's
a -1,
crazy.
you'd be at the highest. Like if you had like a -2 and rolled a 1, you would suddenly loop round to a nat 20 with a -1.
So,
Task failed successfully.
Kyler,
Yes.
as you walk around these stalls of the Dark Cove, You do see there's quite a large number of weapons here, some of which that you're not entirely sure were obtained in the most moral of manners, as you notice that at least one or two of them still have a hand gripping to them, but the hand is no longer connected to a body.
Hmm.
Um,
Rest in
uh,
peace.
pieces.
Is
Oh my god. Ew.
Um, the as you're walking around, you don't necessarily see anything that is traditional to Aquan or Triton culture. But there are weapons that you would be comfortable using. One of which that sticks out to you is a harpoon gun that is lying kind of thrown in the back. Like there's no ammo in it, but you know from its look that it's like it's like a loaded harpoon gun that you like just pull back on the release, put whatever you're putting in, and then usually a harpoon, and then release. And it's kind of thrown back into a pile of this just massive mishmash of weapons, but you see it sticking out at the bottom. And the seller, who's slightly older, 40-ish maybe, or appears 40-ish, elf who is in kind of traditional seafaring like pirate clothes. You get the fluffy sleeves and the kind of like the the doublet collar and stuff. And as you approach, he goes, "Why, hello there. What are you looking for? Anything from the table?" And he like flourishes and shows you this table that is just a bunch of like at a glance shit that does not interest you.
Is there any like water?
Whoa, this is
I say
bad.
something like but like, is there like any like shorter weapons like sidearms that would be like water balanced, so like mostly designed for stabbing and with mild cutting? Like if there's anything that takes kind of that, and at least on the table.
Yeah. There's nothing like that. Everything on the table seems to be balanced more towards they're like necklaces and rings and plaques, and seems to be some sort of like collection of like magical trinkets sort of
Gotcha.
thing. There's nothing weaponry on the table. Literally all of the weapons he has appear to just be in this massive pile at the back.
Okay.
Where like some of them are definitely like just occasionally you hear this sound of metal hitting against metal followed by a splash of water, and you're assuming that there are just weapons falling off the back of this thing into the water behind.
Now that you've said that, I'm gonna go look in a minute. Kyle's gonna be like, hey there, sir. Just having a little look-see. What does the house recommend? And Kyle will keep an eye on the harpoon gun and perhaps any assorted ammunition there might be, but also, take into account the magical plaques and trinkets to see perhaps, B is water. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle.
Well, I've got all sorts of things. If there's anything that's particularly interesting to you, or anything that you're looking for a particular sort of effect, you look like a fellow who already knows the water. Do you
Yeah.
fight often under the water, or are you more of a land walker these days?
These days, I have spent more time on land than I have in the water. I don't think I need much help fighting underwater, I'll be honest. But if you had anything suited for that, or for helping make the adjustment, like I didn't know your feet hurt when you walk long distances, because underwater, like you don't really bear your weight on your feet that much. So just kind of anything, really. I'd like to get your expert eye on the matter. I mean, you seem to have taken decent stock of me, so.
You see, he kind of like looks around you, and he goes, "Now tell me, lad, what is your budget? Because I may have an item for you, but it's not something that I'm willing to let go of too cheaply."
So my budget,
You can come closer and whisper it, not to let any of
Yeah.
these other nosy bastards hear what you'll be spending at my establishment.
Of course. Kind of leans in and says, like, basically, I have a decent sum on me. But, of course, as a paladin, I would be more than willing to render services or additional payment, and my word is as good as my bond in all of these things. You won't find a more honest soul trader. How much were you thinking? And I'll tell you if that's tenable.
The most expensive item I have here could go for, I'd say, about 20,000 gold pieces. I have things cheaper, but...
And is this item 20,000 gold pieces that you had in mind for me?
It depends if that's what your budget was. But
See,
if it's
that's
not,
why I didn't tell you. Yeah, see, like, I've watched the Yakuza movies. Like, I totally get how these are meant to go down. No. I'm amenable. I will pay what I think is fair. I'm an honest soul. You can trust me.
Follow me. And he brings you towards the pile of weapons. I see you've got a trident there. Lovely
Yes.
weapon. Something great for long reach. But if you're stuck in close quarters, something that might not always be the most effective of weapons. Can be quite a tight squeeze in a corridor or a singles bed chamber. Not that I've had to fight in either of those before. But I do have this. And you watch as he pulls out. It is a blade that has your traditional kind of cutlass look. But you watch as its pommel itself is made from this large encrusted blue gem, and what encrusts the blue gem are hundreds of tiny barnacles that travel halfway up the back side of the blade, not the biting side, the back side, and leave the front of the blade this rusted but still sharp to both vision and touch. And you're not quite sure what exactly it is about it. But as you look at it, there's something compelling about it. This is a sword of Captain Triton. It allows you to control any ship that you stand on as if you were at its helm, no matter where you stand upon the ship. You could be at its very front bow when you You point this mighty blade to the north, and that ship will turn, even if there is no one at the wheel. That ship will turn north and follow where you point. If you
Very
say that
interesting.
you're more in the land now, this could be of use to you if you decide not to return down beneath the waves. Now, if you've got something else in mind, I do have this. And you watch as he pulls out, in a complete juxtaposition to what you had just witnessed. This weapon is a sword made of the jawbone of a shark, and the handle is just two very roughly carved planks of wood that are like screwed into the jawbone, and they're kind of sanded down and made into the shape of a handle at the bottom. I call this the Megalodon. It's quite a strong, sharp, quite a strong weapon. Deadly damageable, but the issue is that when it smells blood beneath the water, it does summon a shark. Uncontrollably so.
You mean the shark is uncontrollable? Or
I mean, you can't make it not summon a shark.
I can talk to sharks. Like,
I-
that's kind of...
What? He reaches over to a little kind of stall that is not too far from him. And he grabs a fish that is still kind of like twitching and moving, and he puts the fish underwater and he cuts the fish with the Megalodon sword. And you watch as just out of nowhere, the fin of a shark rises up out of the water and comes and just the fish out of the salesman's hands. And then the fin of the shark just circles in the water, not too far away from where you are.
These are both really interesting. I do like them, but I guess I'm more of a straightforward guy, you know. So if you had anything similar, like I think you're right. I think a sidearm would be good. A stabbing kind of sword, primarily stabbing with a sharp edge would be perfect. So I think the sword of Captain Triton, which feels like a Landwalker name more than anything, would be pretty cool. But if you had anything else, I'd kind of love to see.
Well, I do have the item that is my most expensive, but I don't think that's quite for you. You
What is
seem
it?
very hesitant to give me your budget, so...
On me right now, and I'll lead in a whisper. It says, on me right now, I have 500 platinum pieces.
What's that? That's 5,000.
That's 5,000. I do have a couple of other items that I've acquired while adventuring, and I am also willing to provide you with a plenary indulgence on behalf of the Holy Temple of the Deep One, and I am totally willing to set up a payment plan if I think this item is top notch.
I don't take payment plans. But there's other places around here that if you sell your items, you can make some money. If you manage to get the 20,000, you can come back to me for the Brine Lord's Bane.
And what's that?
A rather strong weapon that has a particular hate of anything that isn't its wielder. That's
Sounds
all I'm
ideal.
going to say.
Okay. Roger.
No. Stephen.
Steven. You know, that's actually a really nice name, Steven. Kyler says with a hint of irony, just as Kyler thinks to themselves. Who'd be willing to give me a fair deal then, Steven? Because it is in your interest that I get this money, right? So
Oh, of course. Believe me, there's been no one here who's had the money, nor the want to buy the item of the Brown Lord's bane. Those with that kind of money don't need a weapon themselves. Well, haggling's pretty much... It's all an item-based economy here in the Dark Cove. So, if you find anybody willing to buy something, if you're selling it, they'll take it. Me, myself, I've got enough items, as you can see. But I'd be willing to take anything that you may find in the future, if it interests me.
I'm gonna leave my pixie number with you as well, because there is, as a, you know, if you're not even if you're not interested in buying an indulgence, if a certain manner of religious weapon comes your way, then it is part of my obligation to return it for a finder's fee, of course.
Of course, of course.
And Kyler's gonna take a piece of stone and a dagger and just start going and carving his number into the rock.
He sits there, waits as you carve your number in, and takes it from you. Okay, next up... Pardon me. Next up is Lilith, I believe. So, Lilith, you're just looking around. You're just looking around for like cool shit, I believe you said.
Can I? I figure I thought of something that I was looking around for.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any like kind of sketchy looking tattoo places that the tattoos might?
Oh yeah,
Stuff?
there's absolutely like dodgy artists.
But do the tattoos do cool things?
You can ask.
Sure.
You
I
do
would like that.
you do walk up to a guy who is kind of like lounging back in a chair. He's got this huge like beer gut that is just covered in tattoos.
Hot.
He almost looks like Roadhog
Oh.
from like Overwatch.
Hot, yeah.
Okay, thinks that's hot. Tattoos on beer gut.
And he's like half asleep in a chair with a ale or like some sort of alcohol in one hand that is like nearly falling out of his hand as he is like, but you notice that he is sitting in this little space that seems to have like a tattooing or almost like a dental chair. But there's a lot of materials and a lot of pictures of different like designs around. It looks like he could be a tattooist of some sort. As you approach him, he can see that he's like, he kind of like wakes up slightly and like one eye opens and he looks up at you. What do you want?
Your tattoos,
Yeah, what
are they
about
just
them?
fun to look at, or do they do shit too?
They can do shit, or they can just be fun to look at.
What shit do they do?
What shit do you want them to do? I've got tattoos that make you stronger, tattoos that make your healthier tattoos that let you put little items inside and let you pull them out when you need to. They're more expensive though. If you just
How
want
much
to be
is
looking,
that?
oh, it'll be the price of the gem dust, the labor, and the arcane ink. It's a different price for each one. Yeah, and you see he kind of stands up, and he kind of waddles over, still a bit drunk, to this large book that's on a table. He flips it open and he scrolls through some of the pages. So, oh, sorry. I can give you an absorbing, an illuminator, a masquerade, a spell wrought, a life well, a ghost step, Shadowfell, an eldritch claw, a coiling grasp, a barrier, and a blood fury. Those are the magical ones I have. Other than that, I can just give you a cool tattoo.
I like the one that I can hide stuff. Let's say I wanted to keep a dagger hidden where no one could see it and it was very easily accessible.
Yeah. I've got that. That's gonna be a Holden tattoo. It's not necessarily magical. It's just a form of concealment. I can do that for you. That's gonna be. And you can see he looks through the like prices on the page. Depending on your item, it's gonna be about 400 gold pieces.
He goes, no, it's not. And can I persuade him to make that cheaper?
You can if you want to.
Well, it's a 13.
Oh my god.
I can do 375 gold pieces. 25 gold discount.
It's a fair price. Some of the other ones you listed.
Oh, like
What,
what do they do?
Yeah.
Well, you've got absorbing. That makes you a little bit more immune to one kind of magical damage. You've got the illuminator, which is just a little. You can make it light up. So you can get a little circle on your forehead, and then it just like a little night light. You know, that kind of thing. You've got the masquerade, which is a tattoo that you can control freely and move about your body. Make it change its appearance, its shape, its size. I just tattoo it on as a little square, and you can do whatever you want with it. You've got the spell wrought, which is a spell that is a tattoo that you can cast a spell from. That does disappear after one use, however, but it lets you keep a spell on your body, and it doesn't take any of your energy. You've got a life world tattoo, which is what most people come to me for, and that will stop you from dying once. When you
If
I-
you only know how much I needed that tattoo before now.
out of game, when you and like once a day, when you drop to 1 hit point, like when you drop to 0 hit points, the tattoo will just shoot you back up to 1 hit point. So it's like a free, no, you don't hit 0. And you also get a resistance to necrotic damage.
So those ghosts would not have fucked you up nearly as much, right?
There's the ghost step tattoo, which I think is 3 times a day. Yeah, I think it's 3 times a day. You can just turn into a ghost. I don't have that one myself, so I don't know. There's the Shadowfell brand, which is lets you see in the dark real good, up to about 60 feet. Lets you hide a lot better in the dark as well. And if you're in the dark, you take a little bit less damage. The Eldritch Claw makes your punches hit harder. The Coiling Grasp lets you shoot out your tattoo and it wraps around and grapples someone if they're close enough to you.
Jesus.
There's the Barrier, which is also quite a popular one, which is it just acts as armor, but it's just a tattoo. That can be quite expensive depending on how big of a armor class you want. And then there's the Blood Fury, which is a bit of a difficult one to do. It is my most expensive, but unless you sacrifice a little bit of your own life to make your hits quite a bit harder. So, out of game, Blood Fury is a legendary tattoo. When you hit a creature with an attack, you can use one of its 10 charges that it comes with to deal an extra 4d6 necrotic damage and regain health equal to that necrotic damage. If you have a reaction, you can expend a charge for the second function, which lets you make a melee attack with advantage on a creature that just hit you. So, yeah. As for the Barrier, depending on
Oh my god.
depending on how much you pay, it can give you an armor class of up to 18, which is equivalent to plate armor, then plus your dexterity modifier on top of that.
If you get the Blood Fury tattoo, you could shoot somebody with Sylve and use your Shadow Blade charge and burn a Blood Fury charge all at once.
How much health does the Blood Fury cost? Like if I were to use that charge.
It takes 1d6 every time you use it. And it only has 10 charges. And after that, it's like, you have to go and get it again.
It's a temper tattoo.
Yeah.
It's Hannah.
It says it regains all expended charges daily at dawn. Unless you're doing it differently.
Are you looking at it somewhere?
Yeah, I just searched tattoo and
Let's see. Okay, yeah, the place that I got it from didn't say it regains all expended charges, but I've just looked at another one and it does say that. So, yeah, we'll go for regains all expended charges at dawn because that sounds cooler.
Yep. How much? How much is that one?
It's quite an expensive one. we're going to be using red diamonds. Yeah. Which is your attacking hand? Which is the hand you attack with?
Oh, I thought that was like a thing I didn't understand. The right.
Right. And he kind of like takes your right hand and he looks it over to see how badly scarred or like if it's good for tattooing on. It's gonna be 15,000 gold. It's rare. It's expensive diamonds, and you are getting, the ability to, straight up just like hurt people more just because for making yourself get a little cut or a nick.
Well, that is expensive.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to make that cheaper?
Anything I can.
Anyone you?
Is there a 50%
Anyone
off
who
titty
owes you-
cost?
Anything? Anyone you don't want to ever see again?
Nothing I can think of. No. And if you can bring me a really good drink, maybe I'll give you a bit of a discount. But other than that, money's money, innit? If you can bring me the diamonds, then I'll take a good chunk off the price, because then I don't have to source them myself.
You don't know any gem guys, do you?
Lilith is gonna think across. Do we have to be close for the thinking barrier to work? The thought box. The thought talk box.
No. There's
The thought box.
there's like a 5-mile radius.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna think to Kronk. Hey, Kronk, you got any like red blood diamond things?
Usually I source them ethically, but I might have some.
Was it
What?
diamonds? Was it rubies? I forgot. Lilith remembers though.
Red
That's,
diamonds.
right in...
Red
Thank
diamonds.
you. That's what I thought.
Blood diamonds.
Do you know Elon Musk's father?
It's emeralds.
In my headcanon, Kronk has a bunch of fucking gems all over the place, but I don't know if the DM will allow me to say that.
I mean, you have diamonds, but they're not red diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got diamonds. I don't know how many red diamonds I have. I'm not have any.
I have 3 of those red diamonds.
Well,
Or can I have 3 of those diamonds?
do you think they merge into like we're not playing Merge Dragons over
I'm
here?
just-
I can't.
I'm gonna persuade him they're red.
Well, what are you using them for? Because if you're using them to sell, that's fine. If you're using them for something in particular, then the ingredients are not going to be the same. Like, if I use the ingredient of a diamond,
The
it's going to
diamond
be.
doesn't need to know that.
It's gonna. If you're making like a potion or an enchantment or something like that, and you use the wrong diamond, that could really fuck your shit up, Lilith. Is what I'm saying.
Fine, you're no fun, Kronk.
I don't want to. I don't want to fuck up your shit. I could find some red diamonds for you. I could go. I bet that mine back there might have some red diamonds because that would be convenient. And I probably saw some red diamonds back in that mine, right, Mux?
You didn't. Red diamonds are incredibly rare.
That's why it's a legendary item.
This guy has the ability to do them, but it's not like it's just like, oh yeah, here's this thing, it's super cheap. It's
Right.
like he has the ability to do them, and he knows like there's people here who sell them, and he can go get them, but it makes the cost increase.
It's not an item you would often get at level 6. Closer
Yeah,
to
the
16 usually.
The DMG table is like 10 GP, 50, 100, 500, 1000, and 5000.
And
Yeah.
none
Probably
of those
like-
were real words to me. So
Well, there were numbers.
the statement still stands. None of that made sense. So
The numbers were associated with GP gold points, right? So,
it doesn't matter.
okay, understand.
Great. I'll just get the item hiding one.
Okay. So what item? You're just getting the item hiding one. What item are you looking to hide?
I'll hide my dagger of venom.
Okay.
So, do you need me to like look for it, or
No, it's fine, Kronk.
what do you need a red diamond for?
I actually need 3.
What do you need 3 red diamonds for?
Well, if you see them, let me know.
Okay, I don't. All right, gee willikers. I mean, I will. All right. I could probably use them for things too. They're very rare, but I'll let you know.
Okay. Where are you getting the tattoo?
She'll get it on the inner right wrist for easily accessibility.
Okay.
Of-
Yeah, for 400 gold. It's super easy. He takes your arm, he tattoos. You see, he crushes up some almost like green, like dark greeny browny looking gems, crushes them up into this fine dust, mixes them with some arcane ink, and it's not like a tattoo gun. He takes like a needle and like a very fine hammer, and he, like in like a traditional tattooing way, the outline of the dagger of venom, shades it and fills it in. It does just look like a black and white kind of like pointillist shaded version of the dagger of venom. But as he takes your dagger of venom and puts it against the tattoo, you watch as the dagger of venom just sinks into your flesh with no feeling. It is now on your right wrist, just there, ready for you to. You could literally,
Fucking
Like-
Assassin's Creed style it.
yeah, you could Assassin's Creed style the dagger of venom out.
Assassin!
Assassino. Okay. Is that all good for you?
Yeah.
Not a problem. Next up then is Geraldine. With a 7.
Well, it's a 10 with guidance. I have
Then
guidance on this tune, right? Yeah.
on this tune.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sorry.
say.
Sorry.
The WoW dialogue.
On this
seeping
alt?
in. On my alt.
Well,
Or your
I have
men.
I have multiple druid D&D characters, so I have to remember which ones I take. But yes, I do have guidance.
Okay. Well, you do. What's it called? You do look around a bit with your guidance. It helps you a little bit. You see 1 or 2 Boulevard family like symbols, and then as you get a bit closer and start to look, you realize that they're like knockoff items.
Oh, okay.
It's like Mark Jacobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Greets by Bay is.
Yeah, exactly. Gucky. Where the I is just like a lowercase L. It's that kind of thing.
Okay.
And you walk past and you begin to feel a little bit down before you come across another stall. An elderly lady sitting there, kind of browsing through a little pull-out drawer that she has, and is just like looking through some stuff. And without her looking, she goes, "Hello, dear. What are you looking for then?" And she sticks her head up. She turns around. She goes, "You are a druid, aren't you?
Yeah, yes.
I can sense another one of my kind when they come near. Come on into hut."
Okay.
As you look around, you notice that a lot of the stuff in here is like druid-specific items.
Okay.
You see a lot of like weapons made from bone and wood. Animal figurines that are the size of like chess pieces. There's a little blue pouch that is like slightly opened, and as you like go near it to have a look in, she goes, "Oh, careful, dear. That'll give you the bad dreams, so it will. Hallucinogenic powder."
Ah, okay. Okay. GB stays away from it.
So, what's the kind of thing you're looking for? I see you've got what is that? Staff of the Woodlands?
Yeah, it's come in handy if you. Is there any other staffs here?
I've got a few staffs, but nothing that'll do you as much good as that, love.
Mm.
Let me have a think about you. I do have something that might be good. You just wait there 1 second, my darling. Don't touch anything, especially mushrooms. They won't be good for you if you touch the wrong one.
Trust me, they're no good. Please.
In the colony.
Existence is agony.
She walks around kind of this like room divider that is set up on this little floating platform. She walks around and comes back with a long rope of it just looks like a normal hemp rope, but the ends of the rope are capped with these jade green gems. These here are. This is Gaia's Umbra. You can use this as a sort of teleportation point. You wrap it round a tree. Give you a demonstration, but not many trees here. You wrap it round a tree, and it opens a portal in the tree for you to travel through. Now, at any point, you can travel back to that tree by simply going to another tree, putting your hand on it, and calling for Gaia's Umbra. Does mean that you've only got to travel back to the point of the tree in which you've controlled you've wrapped Gaia's Umbra around, but it means you've got a quick way to get home. I've got. You already seem like a bit of a smart lass, but I've got this. And she walks away and she comes back. Encyclopedia Druidica. Give it a read, it'll just sharpen your noggin a bit. Spend a day reading the Encyclopedia Druidica, and you can increase your wisdom or intelligence score by 1. You do only benefit from this once, and to benefit from it, you have to be a druid.
Okay. How much is that?
Encyclopedia Druidica. I'll cost you 1,000 gold.
Okay. Okay. What about the rope?
Gaius Umbra. That's gonna cost you about 2,500, because it is instant teleportation back to a predefined location. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'll go with the book.
of course. Just before you finish on, you can still get the book, of course. You can buy whatever you want. There's no limit. But I've got something else I want to show you. I think you might like this one. And she walks to the back of the room, the back of like this little section, and grabs what looks like a bearskin pouch. Almost, it's maybe about 1.5 feet long and maybe about 8 inches wide, and it looks like it almost looks like a large pencil case in a way, but made out of this like really fine bearskin. And she goes, "This is Atulk's cocoon. It creates it holds a safe space for you to stay. I'll show you." And she puts Atulk's cocoon down on the table that's in front of her and unzips it. And you watch as the zip, even as it reaches the end, it continues to go past and connects onto the table, and now opens further and further. And it almost turns the entire table into this like zipped open surface. And she pulls it open, and you look into it, and you find that you're looking into a very calm, serene, domestic log cabin with a lit fireplace, comfortable leather chairs sat around a central coffee table. You ever heard of Mordekainen's magnificent mansion?
Have I heard of that?
You go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me, or sorry, an Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay.
Yeah.
17.
You would have heard of it, yeah. It's a spell that essentially creates a portable personal living dimension that has
Okay.
a customizable mansion inside of it, so you can like create the mansion in any way, shape, or form that you want.
Okay.
Atulk's cocoon doesn't do that. You can't change what's inside, but you can put it anywhere, and you can go in, and multiple people can go in.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's a 10-bedroom log kind of mansion place for you to stay. It's got a kitchen. It's got a kitchen. It's got a larder. It's got bathrooms. Got bedrooms. Got living room. Got dining room. But you will notice that there's no doors to go outside. That's because it is technically still a pocket dimension. So lets you carry it anywhere you go. So if you need a quick place to sleep, put it up against a tree, zip it down, put it on the ground, zip it down. You just walk in. Boom! You've got a wee place to stay for night.
I love that.
I'll tell you what, if you buy it, I'll throw on a fetch ball for free. Fetch ball.
How much?
This will cost you 6,000.
Okay.
Now, fetch ball is, and she turns around and she picks up looks like a ball of like dyed fur and leather straps that are like tightly bound. I'm not gonna throw it, love. But you throw it, and everybody in about 10 feet around it have to try really hard not to drop everything to go and pick it up. When thrown, targets within 10 feet of the ball must make a wisdom saving throw or else drop what they're doing to chase after the ball.
It's the best distraction ever. Oh my god.
And all of a sudden, everyone is chasing right along with iBite.
Krog picks up the wrong ball one day.
Incredible.
I think that's the plot of Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes, I would like the pocket dimension house and the book.
Okay. Pocket Dimension House and the book. That's going. That'll be 7,000 gold pieces, my love.
Okay.
And she gets like she gathers them all up, and you're like, oh, she's gonna like get me a bag to throw everything in, and you watch as she just druid crafts vines that wrap and come together into like a vine tote bag.
Oh, it's so cool.
And she slides it over to you, but like is holding tightly onto it with her hand out for the money. It's like, oh, she's been nice, but she's definitely still like a member
She's
of
like-
Dark. Yeah.
GB will give her the gold.
She takes it and she lets go of the bag. There you go, my love. Hope you enjoy your purchase. Don't tell anyone where you got it from, because this is technically a black market.
Secret safe with me.
She winks and she goes back to looking through the drawers, and at this point you're looking over what she's like looking through. You can see that she is just like combing through a variety of poisonous herbs. After that then is Drazian. You're looking for things that would be good for stealth, social skills, etc., etc.
Also, if it's in my purview to notice the tattoo place, I would like that very much. If not, it's fine though.
If you had a higher investigation check, I would say that you would have caught eye of it, but because you're focusing more on things for like stealth and social, like using the social, it doesn't really catch your eye,
Right,
unfortunately.
gotcha.
But if you make a trip back next time, you might see it again.
Sweet.
Yeah, you look around. It does take you a while. You're searching for like 30 minutes or so before you find.
I'm browsing.
Yeah. You find a shop that is slightly more neatly kept than the rest. Looks like whoever owns this like little stall is quite proud of what he's selling. And as you look, it is a rather distinguished looking gentleman with like a short kind of curly mustache, a fine pointed beard. Looks like a stereotypical kind of he looks like the animated Green Arrow.
Incredible.
So, he's got that vibe going on about him. And as you walk up, he goes, Why, hello there. How can I help you today?
Hi there. Looking, what kind of things does it look like he has in his stall? Is he like a tailor, or what kind of things do I see there?
It looks like a variety of things. There's trinkets. There are some like different pieces of clothing. There's like gloves. There's necklaces. There seems to be a selection of books. There's like cupboards that are filled with like you can see some weapons on display. It seems to be a general kind of mix mash. And this is the only place that you've walked past where you see a like a name. And it's Rogues Gallery. And he's called his shop the Rogues Gallery. So
I appreciate the reference box. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so I as I'm standing there in front of him, I'm looking for anything in the realms of making myself more advantageous with stealth, taking things from under people's noses, getting a better look at things in social situations. Heist material. You understand?
heist material, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a few items. What is the budget that we're looking at here? Are you looking for high spending, low spending? I don't want to waste my time bringing out all the items that you won't be able to afford, you see.
No, I understand. I'm not opposed to making a return trip, so if there's something of interest that I could potentially come back and look for at a later stage as well, that would be beneficial. But as for the immediate stuff, looking in the realms of a couple of thousand gold, I don't really want to be spending more than 4,000 to 5,000.
Let me see.
If it's
Is
something
able-
very beneficial, I'll go to the 5 or 5.5.
He goes around the different, the kind of different cupboards and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings out 4 things. He brings out a pair of gloves, a dagger that looks like it's made from this fine see-through glass, a little pocket watch, and a coin that looks slightly larger than a normal gold coin. And as he brings them out, now, while all of these might not be necessarily heist specific, these are all things that can help you if you use them correctly during a heist. First off, we have the gloves of fast draw. You can teleport any items on your person to your hand instantaneously. You simply grip the items that you want to appear in your hand, hold them how you wish for them to appear, and then reflexively when needed, you can teleport the item to your hand.
So teleport them from my person to, say, my bag or my waist into my hand, that's what you're saying?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that there's no need to draw your weapon whenever you can simply... And you watch as he does it himself, and suddenly just a dagger appears in his hand. Quite handy whenever you have some clientele that may not always be the nicest of people. And he drops it and it disappears. The next thing he pulls out is the dagger. It looks like a normal dagger in all respects, other than that the blade itself seems to be made of this fine, slightly opalescent glass.
Oh, so it's like a selenite knife.
Yeah, like a selenite knife.
Cool.
but you can see through it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh,
So,
so
it's more translucent than transparent kind of thing?
yeah.
This whole list
Uh,
is Trump.
And he does. Is there anything on your person currently that you're trying to hide from public view?
My ring that I got from Vite is invisible currently.
As he looks at you and he brings the dagger up to one eye,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks directly at where the ring is on your hand.
Oh, that's cool.
See all daggers. Allows you to see any hidden items, be it potions, weapons, rings, trinkets of any sort. As long as I look through the knife, I can see them hidden on you, no matter where they are.
Does this require attunement?
This does not. The gloves do.
Cool.
He then picks up the coin. A mother's coin. Simply put, it allows you to know where the coin is at all times. Exactly. To the, say, within 6 inches of where the coin is. Allows you to track things. If you want to know where somebody is going, you slip it into their pocket, into their gold pouch, whatever you decide.
Mm-hmm.
I've realized I've changed his accent. He is supposed to be American. I'm just so used to kind of doing the British accents tonight.
Yo, pet. I'm from New Yorkshire.
I'm from New Yorkshire. You're right, love. This will let you track anything that needs to be tracked. Be it person, be it item, if you throw it into a box, if you want to figure out where a car is going, put it in the exhaust engine, whatever it may be. And finally, we have the Distractomatic. And he he lifts up the clockwork, like watch, pocket watch. I'm not going to activate this, but what it does is that you will set it down, you will press the button, and you will have, I would say, about 30 minutes before this is going to go crazy with lights and sound. And I mean crazy. This thing will shoot itself off of whatever surface you have put it on, and it will start bouncing around a room, emitting lights and sound, deafening and blinding. And it will be enough of a distraction for any party if you need to sneak off somewhere.
Okay. So not necessarily increasing my stealth, but controlling the situation itself for me to sneak off. Is there any way to change the timer, or do I have to plan for it to be 30 minutes in advance?
He points to the little like twist dial on the top. I have it currently set at 30 minutes. If you twist it to the left, it decreases the time. If you twist it to the right, it increases the time.
Perfect.
So these are the only things that I can really think of being useful for you that I have currently in stock.
I think the knife is, the dagger is certainly of interest, and the stopwatch. It's not so much a track someone down as a go in, manage to sneak away, get something, and get the fuck out of there.
Sorry, I was looking at the information of everything here, just making sure I've got the right prices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I understand. So that will be the dagger
And the stopwatch.
and the stopwatch.
The gloves aren't really any use to me. I'm all
Yes.
kind of decked out in attuned items, and I'm. While I do use weapons, in a situation like this, wouldn't be entirely beneficial.
I understand. It's they can be quite handy for if you need to bring something out, though, with the moment's notice.
Although one of my colleagues may find those useful. And I quickly like communicate across to Lilith. I'm like, Lilith, I'm at a stall over here, and this guy has this pair of gloves that allows you to like instantly summon a weapon or summon an item on your person into your hand. It could be useful for you bringing out your guns straight away if we're put in a tight spot or something.
How much are they?
I turn to the guy and ask him, how much are the gloves?
For the gloves, they're going to be 750 gold pieces.
750 gold pieces.
For
what
for the all the items together. I'm going to say a solid 2,000. Sorry, gold.
2,000.
2,000 gold. American, not British. American, not British.
Is there any way you could do me a bit of a deal on those? And I'm going to attempt to persuade him here.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's hope I don't rule like shit.
Y'all excited to see what Kronk got on a 0 investigation?
My
be the best on
hardware
everybody.
acceleration is fucking up, so I have no idea what that roll says.
It's
Not
okay.
up there yet.
It'll show up for us in a second.
Oh my god, it was so loud on my end for no reason. Why
What,
is-
me talking?
No, no, the whoop for, for the dice roll.
13.
You can see he kind of he rolls it over in his head.
He gets a 12.
I would say I can go down to 1850.
1850. You've got yourself a deal.
He reaches out and he shakes your hand, and with the other hand he reaches into your pocket and takes out the coins.
Cool.
But he doesn't like hide it or anything. He just does it quick enough that you can't like really react. I thank you for doing business. Please feel free to take your items. And he just sweeps the coin, the mother's coin, off the table and goes back and puts it back in one of the trinket display cases.
2 questions. Just for future reference, is there any other items that may be of interest for future for me coming back?
Well, the things that I would usually have in stock rotate quite often. I have had in the past a number of items that would increase your stealth capabilities. But to say exactly when I would have them in is impossible. So check back in anytime you get a chance, and if they are here, then I have no reason to stop you buying them.
Sorry, sir, I didn't quite catch your name as...
I didn't give you one. And it will remain that way. Anonymity.
But
Anonymity.
you're always stationed
Among Us.
here. I won't need to, like, ask someone
No.
to find anywhere to find you.
No. I will always be here.
Okay, perfect. On last thing, you don't know anyone that around here that does a good suit, do you?
In the Dark Cove, or?
Yeah, in the Dark Cove.
And if you're looking for a good suit, no.
Okay.
Far too many of the accoutrements here would be ruined by the water that splashes up. There's an excellent suit maker in the town, though.
Can you give me the name?
Of course. You've been to the Cloud Song district.
Yeah. I've just come from the East Cloud Zone District.
Ah, perfect. Then you're not too far from where it is. You're going to want to, if you're going from the East Cloud Song District, you're going to head across the river.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go slightly north, as if you're heading up to the nobility, the areas of the nobility, and you're going to look for the Dreaming Star.
The Dreaming Star. Okay. Perfect. Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. I look forward to any future transactions we may have.
And any coin is welcome.
And then I'm gonna go off and find Lilith and give her these very nice gloves.
Okay.
Oh
no
yeah,
problem.
I was gonna like ping Drazian and be like, how much do I owe you for these gloves?
Don't worry about it.
You don't owe me nothing, babe. You're my girl, babe.
Gloves. And what do these gloves do? I could just summon like my gun.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so instead of having to like pull out your, or like you see, even if like you're restrained, you can just get your gun to your hand.
Jack, do those have a name at all?
Gloves of fast draw.
Drow.
Draw.
draw.
They've got a name on it. It says Cowboy Craig. You'll have to figure about that later.
And finally we come around
0.
0.
There goes my 0.
There goes my 0. Watch him as he goes. Kronk is just tripping over people in the market. He's just too big
I'm
to get
looking
anywhere.
for boots and boobs. Does anyone have boots and or boobs?
Kronk. Distraction. I would like you to roll a d10. Because that will determine which shop you come across.
I have rolled a 7.
Okay. 1 second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, Kronk, this is a lot for you to take in. The party almost instantly just kind of split up and went their own way. And you're kind of left on your own, wandering. You're not exactly a naive individual, but you also are not super clued in on the ways of the black market. As you go around, there's nothing that really catches your eye until, for the second time today, you're tripped over. You stumble this time, not falling flat on your face, but you stumble over something and you catch yourself and you look around and you realize that you've actually stumbled over a large serpentine tail.
I am so sorry. I'm tripping a lot today, which is very unlike me.
As you look along the serpentine tail up, you see a naga is there with their tail uncurled, and they turn to you and they go, "Oh no, forgive me, I did not mean to trip you over, Rocky One." And they curl their tail back up beneath them.
Oh, it's chill, Scaly One. What do you do here?
I sell fine curiosities and wonders.
What's so wondrous about them?
That I do not know what they do.
Cool. You
They
want to
are
find out
too-
together?
Well, I have a unique rule at my store, you see. I do not let customers buy more than one item.
That is a very unique rule.
I have had one too many people come to me and say that what they bought was of no use to them, and that I allowed them to spend too much money under the air of mystery. And so, one customer, one item. I do see no problem in this because they cannot come and say that they spent too much, for they only bought one thing.
I feel like with a business model like this, wouldn't it make more sense for you just have a no refunds policy? Then they come in, they'd be like, surely this other thing I'm looking at is something I want to purchase. And then they would try to buy that, and you would get more money.
But then the mystery of what the object was is gone because somebody knows.
I
I do
yeah, I
not
suppose.
sell simply objects, I sell the wonder and the discovery that they bring.
Well, I sure like things that I don't know what they do, so I'm in. What you got over here?
I have many things. I have a method of choosing if you do not want to.
Okay,
And she
sure.
kind of moves out of the way, and you see this glass orb. Put your hands upon the crystal ball, and it will show you which item is most intriguing to you.
Okay. Kronk puts his hands on the ball.
Okay. Kronk, as you put your hands on the ball, the ball kind of levitates maybe 6 inches off of the pedestal that it's on, and you just hear the Naga kind of like snickering behind you. Not like the Naga just kind of generally sounds a little bit dodgy, but as far as you can tell, there's no like actual intent of hurting.
It's kind of just her vibe.
Yeah, it is kind of just her vibe. As you as it kind of lifts it up, could you roll a D100 for me?
I absolutely can, yes. I have rolled an 11.
9 of them, actually.
11 nines.
That's my favorite day of Christmas. 9/11.
9 golden rings.
Okay. This
Birds. 3 French hens.
you
9/11.
stumbled
Is that
into
a
the
second
single
flame?
you stumbled into the single item that requires me to now ask you to roll again. Okay.
It says maybe later. Ask again.
Could you roll D technically it's a D3, but if you roll like a D6 and then it's 1 2 3 like 1 2 3 4 5 6 blah blah blah.
It is a 1.
A 1, okay. And you roll. Then I need you to roll another D100, and this will be your item. This will be your item. There's nothing on here that requires you to. Roll
Okay,
again.
so
Except
I
for
rolled-
this thing here at the bottom that says
I rolled a 0, and then that required me to roll a 1d10, and then a 1d100, and then a 1d6, and another 1d100.
Yep.
Excellent.
It is a 26.
A 26.
Your hair grows out rapidly.
As you hold on to this item, you watch as not too far away from you, a number of these items begin to kind of lift and float as if like they're all being like cycled through, or like there's some sort of otherworldly being that is like looking through them all to try and find the one that fits you the best.
Do you know the wizard? Is he here? Is the wizard Mr. Vendor here?
I do not know any wizard.
Oh, alright. It's been a while since I talked to him. Hope he's doing alright.
As you are holding on to this, one item stays floating while the rest return back to the position that they where they had like previously been. That is the words. This item doesn't necessarily look like something that you would have personally originally thought of. But as it kind of floats its way over to you, it does begin to look a lot more like something that you may have an interest in. Kronk, there's a small leather circle that has like a metal clasp around it, and on the metal clasp is attached a pull string.
Okay.
Do you wish to purchase this item?
What is it?
I do not know.
Alright.
As I said, that is the point of my store.
So, Max, so I know,
Yes.
what does it look like? It
is a small, maybe the size of like I'm trying to think of like an exact item.
it's like a bracelet that has a pull string on it.
Yeah, it's like a metal bracelet that has a pull string on it, but the inside of the bracelet is covered by like leather.
Okay.
So it's almost I hesitate to say these words because I know how it's going to come across. But it looks like a metal cock ring with like a leather condom attached,
Huh.
but with a pull string. It's the only words that I can think of to describe how this looks.
Metal
I-
bracelet looking thing with leather on the inside and a. So, the leather's just like on the inside of it. It's not like.
Yeah. It's just on the inside.
Huh. I mean, maybe. What? How much is it?
Every item you see here is 500 gold.
Huh. And I can only buy one.
That is correct.
Huh.
All right. And Kronk hands over 500 gold.
Okay. Kronk, well, distraction. Go ahead and just put in, like, you know, the little note section of your inventory.
Uh-huh.
Just put in pull ring device.
All right.
I will remember what it is. Yeah. So, sorry, I just looked at another one of the items. The venomous spider in a glass orb launcher. Just don't drop the ammo. um, so yeah. Kronk, on a 0, you find a shop that you don't even know what the shop sells or what you were buying. So,
All right. Neat.
by this point, for everybody, a couple of hours have passed. I'll loop around very quickly back to Kyler. In the time that everything has been happening, what have you been doing? Have you been looking for people to try and sell stuff to, or?
I think Kyler, now that he knows that he's got the details of this guy, Steven, isn't like giving everything away to try and hit that money today, but definitely probably has tried to flog a couple items.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a silver jewel box
Mm-hmm.
that like wanted to sell as along with like some old chainmail
Mm-hmm.
and that was about it, to be honest.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you like their values like in the DMG or?
No, I'll say, like, if you know the values in the DMG, go ahead and just add that to whatever you have.
Cool.
Because you'll find buyers for them, but it's not enough to.
No,
As far as I know, it's not enough to increase to what you need.
it's 575 for those two items.
Yeah. So.
There you go. I'll throw them in there.
Okay. So, with that, you all have bought the things that you have bought, if you bought anything at all. A couple of hours have passed, and you find your way back to the port where you come in. Unless anybody else would like to, unless any of you would like to do anything specific while you're here. Because
Can I go into the water
yeah,
of the cove? I know there's a shark in there, but
yeah. But at this point, the shark has disappeared.
oh, is it a magical disappearing shark?
Yeah, yeah. It is. It appears magically and disappears magically.
Gotcha.
It's normal water. It's seawater. It just appears to be.
Is there anything lying on the kind of floor of the water?
There's the occasional coin. There's a couple of non-magical items you can assume. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, and see if you.
All right. So that is gonna be 18.
18. You do find something that catches your eye. Not like immediately off the bat, but you kind of like you swim past it and then you go, "Wait, what was that?" And you turn back and you go to have a look. And you see this what looks, I'm trying to think of how to describe this without like giving it away. It looks like a very small horn of some sort of creature that you can't identify. You're
Is
not
it an aquatic creature, or is it like...
You're not sure.
Okay.
It feels like it's made out of like the sort of material that an aquatic creature's horn would be made out of.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it doesn't look like it comes from any aquatic creature that you know. It's a large curved horn. Typically, aquatic creatures don't have curved horns.
No.
Because of they can travel in a 3D space. There's no need to like do that. They can just whoomph.
And drag as well,
yeah. And you're not quite sure what it is. But looks interesting. It's up to you whether or not you want to take it.
Can I scoop up the aforementioned coins as well, and then investigate the horn?
If you take your time picking up the coins, I would say you probably get another 100 gold in coins.
Yeah, obviously.
That have just over time fallen to the bottom of
Yeah.
the cave water, and nobody has bothered to look.
Mm-hmm. Because they dropped like 1 or 2 coins, they didn't drop 100 all at once.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
As like if you pick up the horn and you look around it, there's a number of like little holes all around it that don't look like they naturally occurred in it. It looks almost as if like something has poked into the horn and come back out, like a spear or something, like a rapier or something akin to that.
I think Cass knows what it might be. I don't know if Kyler does though. Is it like a sort of instrument? Does it have a place to blow into the horn like a conch?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Is that reasonable for Kyler to infer? With like headband and stuff?
Yeah, potentially.
In that case, gonna cover all of the holes of it and just and see what it does.
Yeah, as you do that, as you blow through it, it does resonate outwards into the ocean, into the water, and you watch as the water itself in front of you shakes and just... It's an incredibly loud conch, from what you can first tell. And before long, you hear a number of tittering noises before all of a sudden there are maybe 12 dolphins who are swimming up to you, called by the conch.
Freddy Fish, the magic conch.
The magic conch. So the Kyler will then look at Aqua and be like, "Hey guys, what's up, dudes? How are we doing, guys?
Who called
you're so
upon
cute."
us?
Oh,
Yes.
good heavens.
Oh, hello. I was kind of, dolphins. Yeah, hey. What's up, man? I believe this. I believe...
are no dolphin.
My bad, man. I probably should not have assumed that.
We are the dark porpoise of the evil depths.
You are the dark porpoise. And what is your purpose?
You think you're funny?
Generally, yeah.
You are not.
You got it. What is your name?
upon you the conch of calling.
Nice cock.
I am okay. I'm gonna get into deception, Kyler, which is very strange. But Kyler's gonna say, I am from. Well, it's not really deception. It's just kind of a bluff. I am from a house beloved by the one who slumbers beneath the waters. And as such, when finding this relic, took it into my possession to be used to advance his black and white will.
You see that there is a moment where these creatures kind of look back and forth at each other, and they're not quite sure what to take of what you said. Sorry, I'm just getting something up here. They're not quite sure what to take of what you said. But as they do, they look at you and they go, "You are of blue skin. You do not seem like Sir Umbero."
Kyler's teeth just crack a little bit there. Just with like the smile just gets tense there. It's like, Sir Umbero, is that who last called you guys?
He is who calls us always.
Do you recognize this? And Kyler's gonna remove like some of the paneling around his neck where like a helmet would attach to the brand on the neck from the emissary of the Deep One.
You are the songbird.
That's me.
Then why do you not stand with the armies of Black Trench?
Because Black Trench is a... I was about to say loser and stammers back. Because I am of House Crestwave.
You can hear individually each of the dolphins kind of hiss at you. Oh. The Deep One would not choose a crest wave for his mission.
He has before.
Not like this.
I'm in touch.
We warn you, crest wave, your family will suffer.
Trina slides from the back of like Kyle's shoulder down the arm and into Kyle's hands like, what did you say about my family?
You see that they all begin to get closer to you.
Meanwhile, Kyle's like, evil dolphins burdened with glorious purpose, might be starting a fight. Just like, but like all the while, stone face, just let's get fucking dangerous expression.
Was that called over the?
Yeah. That's so like it's like yo.
Do you give us a
Really swim
location?
very well.
Do you give us a location?
Underwater is the location. I'm under the water. Yeah.
Don't know what to do with
Swim
that.
speed work.
Going underwater?
Do we see each other in like the shopping area?
It's like a
ain't going to
crowded
water.
bazaar, so you guys would not see each other.
You
But
play.
Kyler,
I know you play.
as you're like, what did you say about my family? You hear Just
Gronk's dumb
again,
enough to jump into the water at any given location.
Kyler, you hear the dolphins, the dark porpoise, come up to you and go, "It is not our place to end you here."
I'm never gonna fucking die. What are you talking about?
When 3 moons pass and the coral reef turns white, prepare for the gates of nevertheless to fall.
I would like to use my channel divinity. Visions of the trench. How close to me are they?
One of them is within,
The leader
yeah,
offensively.
is within grasping distance.
Yeah,
To
I'd
be
like to
clear,
channel.
I'd
like to-
Kronk is moving towards whatever body of water is closest to jump in.
It's it's like, because we're on the platforms, like Kaz literally just went straight down in the middle of the bazaar and has been rummaging around. So I can't give you a more accurate location even above the table.
Yeah.
Kaz gonna be like, I'm holding this horn. Does that mean I can summon you back? Is this your masters? And while doing that, activate the Visions of the Trenches to try and exert dread power from
Okay.
Kyler.
You watch as you activate, as you like turn on your aura of like Visions of the Trenches. These creatures that seemingly at first like normal dolphins their flesh begins to rip away from their bodies and become a mangled mess of tentacles and tendrils that wrap around each other and interconnect. And you now see within this eldritch vision that you have that these are not separate beings. This is one thing that travels in a pack that looks like separate things. Oh, songbird. Your words are much more pretty than your actions. We will answer the call, but we will not obey you. And you watch as it begins to, as like this mass of tendrils begin to back away. You think that you know the truth. You don't even know why you are the songbird. And as most of them swim away, one of these clumps remain. You can see its tendril reaching around the rocks, still connected to this main mass. And you watch these 2 floating, twisting eyes turn to you. To say hello to Gracie and Finley for us.
Kyler throws Trina at him.
It just passes right through. And the thing gets pulled back out of your sight, back towards the group and wherever this group is now. With Trina passing through them, clanking off the rock behind it. Kronk, you hear this clank echoing through the water as the sound reverbs through the water, and you just start going towards it, and just a bunch of dolphins swim past you as you're on your way towards Kyler.
Hey Carla, why are there a bunch of dolphins that seem really angry? I'm getting terrible vibes from these dolphins that are swimming past me.
Are we
These
on the
dolphins are
surface again?
failing the vibe check.
Are we on the surface again?
Thinking.
Oh, the ring. I was like, I was like, gonna recall Trina to hand and is like, we need to finish our business here quickly because I am about to go dark fucking crazy on. I need to get a hold of my mom or something. This is just
Kronk
a Kronk,
like
just
sinks under. How far can Kronk like see underwater? Like can Kronk like see?
Does Kronk have dark vision?
I don't think so. No.
Then about 5 feet in front of him.
Visions of the Trenches like is still up. Kronk is immune, but like it would kind of be apparent, just like faint kind of writhing tentacles like through the
Yeah.
water with like a spectral glow. Like Kyler was doing it. Kyler will swim up.
At the
to Kronk.
at the periphery of your vision, like Kronk, you see tentacles that almost seem to like reach out and try to grab you, but they never do.
Did you do the weird tentacle thing too? Carla, what the fuck is going on down here?
Kronk,
I like swim toward there and try to like stand next to Kyler, trying to pretend that I'm doing fine, but also Kronk can't breathe underwater, so starting to struggle a little bit.
Where's the closest like area off the ship? Like if GB wanted to go into the water too, like how far away is she?
You can get into the water from any point here. Like I said, it's like this market is almost like built onto the water. It's like a bunch of
okay.
interconnecting boards and stalls and like floating platforms, and some are on like little like sand
Island
banks and
Yeah.
island decks
Okay.
and stuff.
Kylo actually stepped off one and just went like I was.
Yeah.
And Kylo, so like these kind of like ghostly tentacles are just kind of like passing through Kronk, and then Kylo looks at him and goes, "Oh, shit, you can't breathe," and ends the effect.
Kronk goes like this and thinks, "No, I cannot."
And is gonna grab Kronk like by his like shirt and just like kick off the ground and like carry him up with like
Okay.
assisted movement speed through the water.
Wee.
With like buoyancy and stuff.
Kronk does think through the link we.
I assume there was some kind of sound of them hitting the surface of the water.
Yeah, there's the sound of the water surface breaking.
Right,
And
I bolt.
Yeah, same.
For that.
You hear
Yeah,
Cressley,
Kylo
what
drag-
happened?
I don't. How clued up are you on megalomaniac Aquan supervillains?
I just realized rocks can't swim
I dabble.
very well, but I did great.
Drazian does speak deep speech, so he has base surface knowledge of the language at least.
Not everyone from under the ocean is a good person. Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And
Captain
one person.
Hook.
Yeah. And one person who betrayed us, our society, was another paladin. Umbero Blacktrench. And one of his lackeys is seemingly bound to this. Guy's gonna hold up the horn
Mhm.
and be like, and I think they are planning to attack the nevertheless the duchy where I grew up, where my sister and brother are, where they go to school.
Do you know when?
3 months, 3 moons. We don't. When the coral turns white, it's a seasonal thing.
Do you
Like
need,
I think leaves fall from trees here, similar kind of thing.
do you need us to go? I can't speak for the rest of the group, but I'll come with you.
We need to finish our business here, and I need to get a hold of
Yeah.
probably my mother.
Right, let's get out somewhere where you can get signal and make that phone call.
Sure.
Whatever you
Kyler
need.
will-
Got your back, okay? And my family's important.
Yeah. We're getting to the bottom of this too. Kyler waggles the horn and puts it like into his jacket. Just gonna hold it there. It's like, I'm gonna get a hold of Shinjo and we're gonna crack this thing somehow. I don't know. GB's very clever. She can think of something.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot to ask for. I mean, you do lightning, and Lilith has guns, neither of which are super conducive to an underwater environment, so...
I also use dark magic too, you remember? I've got more
True.
than one
That
trick.
could
I've
be a
got more
fish.
than one trick up my sleeve, Kyler.
That's
And,
kind of
Maybe it could be a fish.
and you didn't ask. I offered.
Didn't ask. Plus
Didn't ask
ratio.
plus L plus ratio.
No, this dude is terrible news. He's... One to one, he couldn't take my mom. But... Well, maybe. He definitely could take my dad, but that's not how he's gonna do things. He's a blackguard and a scoundrel. Horrible.
Is your mom a good fighter too? I know you talk big about your dad.
My mom is kind of a badass, I'll be honest.
Does she have a rank?
No.
Do you have a trading
she's-
card?
She doesn't have a trading card. She's
Oh.
she's a princess. So
Like you're being nice about your mom? Like my mom's
No,
a princess
like-
too. Or like literally like royal
she-
blood.
yeah,
As in
she's
literally loyalty.
she's the princess of Wales.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, she yeah, one time I got kidnapped and like my dad was like on him and they were like, "We've got your son. Come and fight us, Crestwave." And my mom showed up and she was like, "No." So
A crest wave showed up, but it wasn't the one they expected.
yeah, I mean they got a Crestwave to be fair. But no. We need to finish our business with this fucking relic and this shady woman and all this stuff, but I'll need to get a hold of my family. They threaten my brother and sister. I can't tolerate that, man.
Then if you need us to go, we will go. I know you said it's not for 3 months, but I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I didn't suddenly decide that I'm not gonna help my friends on their personal quests midway through helping my friend on a personal quest, so I'm good to go.
We
That oath of the man then wasn't just for this situation. We stick together. No matter who's in trouble.
what am I worried about? He'll be fine. Kyler fucking Crestwave. I've never lost a fight to Shark, or fucking Megalodon, nor fucking
Eldritch
Thresh
Dolphin.
Trapping an Eldritch Dolphin. One problem with another. One problem with another. They want a distraction? Kyler does this. And like was the horn. Eldritch Dolphin attacks a party. Eldritch Dolphin attacks a party. One problem with another.
I also picked up something a little fun as well. You like light shows and lots of sound?
Absolutely.
How to terrify an
Who's-
autistic person.
You like
here?
light shows and lots of sound?
Is the whole
I thought it was
Mandem
Eldritch
here?
Dolphins. Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
good. I think so. I don't know. Is Gerald?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just,
Yeah, I think
Geraldine stopped
we all
carrying
kind
the
of.
cat.
We heard the splash and we all bolted
Yeah, I think
towards
the
you
rest
and
of us
Kai.
met up.
Yeah, Lilith was with me and we just ran together.
shall we find Aris and Aris and get a we're not. I don't want to wait for the boat. I'll go get a hold of Shenzhou.
Yeah, fine. Come on, let's go.
Kylo does a slightly dismayed side flip rather than the usual back flip or front flip dive into the water, just and begins to bring Shenzhou through to New Lynette. To the
I'm gonna find Erase and I'll go back towards the meeting point that she said and look around and see if I can find her.
Okay. Yeah, as you go back and look, she is there. She's, as a couple of hours have passed, she's waiting there patiently, scrolling through her phone, eating something. She kind of looks up, then she hears noise approach. I see you've returned.
Yeah.
Well, recon's in. Time for us to plan a heist.
Alright, is the boat leaving now? Because otherwise, Kyler has got his dragon turtle. So we can leave now because something's come up and we kind of need to leave now. Don't worry, we haven't caused any trouble here or anything, but he needs to get back where he can make a very urgent phone call.
Boat won't be leaving for another hour, so if his dragon turtle can be here sooner, then we can leave on that.
Yeah, his dragon turtle will be here very soon. Shenzhou's pretty fast.
in about 7 minutes.
Probably about
Wee.
6.5 minutes, I would wager.
The camera zooms out and zooms back into Shenzhou, and Shenzhou's doing, do you know, when a speedboat, it's like the front is out of the water and it's just the back. Just the dragon turtle. So the fins at the front are just still up.
Oh my god.
That's how the summoning works. It's just.
There's one unfortunate kid who was like stroking Shenzhou and just got yanked on.
Whee!
But no. Then, with Shenzhou on his way to New Lynette, to the Dark Cove, to take the party back. My voice is shot after doing the voice of those dolphins.
Yeah, you were putting the work
That was
there.
so dope.
That was so good.
So we're going to call it there, and we'll come back
Guys.
next week once Shenzhou has brought the party back to the shores of New Lynette. Thank you all for joining us.
It is so funny, like, because Kyler sounds like a, yeah, bro, what's up? And then there's like, you are not the chosen one of the horrors beneath. And it's like, yeah, man, I am. What about it?
Not like Sir Blackturn.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, it was so
Who should we read out to?
Let me take a look. I shall take a look and see who's live. See what D&D folks are up to shenanigans. Our frequent read out to people at Perception Studios are live. So yeah, we shall read out to them. Let me just make sure I've spelt things right, because I have a habit of not doing this. And yeah, we will read out to them.
Yay!
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm trying to rest my throat, but thank you all for being here.
Get the
We love you all
strepsils and
very
flat
much.
7 up.
That's the plan. Thank you all for being here. We all love you all very much. Don't forget to take your meds. Eat, hydrate or dihydrate, hydrate or die straight. And we will see you all
Ew.
on Tuesday.
No, not
Friday.
Tuesday because we missed last Sunday's D&D.
did,
So
so-
table talk will be the following Tuesday. But as far as I'm aware, you guys are going to be here on Friday for your All in Ace. All being
nice.
well.
That is the plan.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, sweet. Thanks very much, guys. We will catch you on Friday for On the Case.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye.